And good evening. As we track weather, and I want to urge everybody as we begin this, we're going to do an update now. We will probably take a break and come back. I can't remember the last time I saw this many tornado warnings that are in the state of Mississippi at this point in time. If you're watching us anywhere in the state of Mississippi at this point, do not go to bed. This is not the time to overlook your weather. This is a very, very serious storm that is approaching. It's already in the west side of the state now. We just got a new tornado warning as we were going live here. And let's pull this up where you can see. We just got this in. As we go here to get the latest, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for Leake, southeastern Atala, and northeastern Madison County in central Mississippi. 7 o'clock, the severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado. It was near Vaughn, 15 miles north of Canton, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. It's radar indicated, which means it's not on the ground. Let's look at this. Now, earlier, about 2 hours ago, we did have a touchdown as we get down to the Brookhaven area about 2 hours ago, a tornado touchdown. I am being told that there was significant damage to a home in that area tonight. Look at this line that we've got here that starts here at Baton Rouge that curves up and moves up through Mississippi. This is a very serious storm. Again, as we've talked about this, we could see EF2 and EF3 tornadoes tonight. Now, this joins, and it's not in Carthage yet, Walnut Grove. I want to be clear about this. This is the storms that are coming from here that are going to affect this. They're popping these off, giving you enough time to get to your safe spaces. Now, the storm is not on top of you if you're in Leake County. As we will look at this, that Kosciuszko, it's not there yet. This is giving you enough time to get to your safe space. So do that now. If you're in those areas, seek it now. Let's look at this storm right here. As we see that this is going to be near Goodman within 15 minutes, Durant in 25 minutes, McAdams in 30 minutes. This one really scares me. You often hear me talk about a scale of 1 to 10. We're now looking at this one being a 7 out of a 10, which basically means this very well could be to where it could drop on the ground. It is radar indicated, but this is a serious one. This one is showing signs that it could be more than just radar indicated. And again, let's look at this. This is I-55. Here's Goodman. Here's Pickens, Mississippi. This area right there is called Vaughn, Mississippi. Let's look at, here's Interstate 55, Vaughn Road, and this is moving to the northeast. Very, very serious storm. Here's Highway 51. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Anywhere in here. Goodman, Mississippi, Solace, Kosciuszko. This is just to the west of you. And if you'll look at that arrow, here's Kosciuszko, the city. This is going to be just west of there. Now, as I've often said, we don't know what Mother Nature will do. If you were in that area, take this serious. Let's move up here to the Delta, Lexington. Look at this. Here's another one of these. This also is one to be very concerned about. If you're near Lexington, Vaden, you need to seek shelter now. Do not wait any longer. Get to your safe space now. This is a serious storm. It will be in Lexington within 3 minutes. Bowling Green, Mississippi within 14, and reach Beatty in 29 minutes. Again, on that scale of 1 to 10, this is a 7 in seriousness. This could be some very bad storms that are approaching these areas here. These just went under. This area from Durant, Carthage. Let's just do this. Let's back this out a second, turn off the radar. Every one of these red blinking lights is a tornado warning that we've got right now. That is a lot for the state of Mississippi. This is a very dangerous storm. Philadelphia, y'all be ready. Scott County, y'all be ready. This is just west of y'all. It hadn't reached there yet. And again, what I've been gauging on, Newton County, right around 8 o'clock, the Meridian area, we'll start seeing this stuff. 8:20, 8:30 is what we're guessing, depending upon what happens. Hopefully, all of the major part of this will be out of the state 10:30 and start dying down. The rain won't be over until about 1. But we're hoping the seriousness of this stuff slows down somewhere a little after 10 is what we're hoping. At one point, it was 11:30, and it got backed up about an hour and confined to a real serious 3-hour level there of seriousness of what could happen to us. Your lives are worth everything. And let's go over a few things that we've talked about. Any of these highlighted areas, Jackson, Mississippi, Ridgeland, these areas here, Morton, y'all be ready. You're not under one yet. Hazelhurst, Monticello, Brookhaven, these areas here up to Kosciuszko, Walnut Grove, up by the prison, right in here. Carthage, y'all take your shelter, get ready. You've got time to plan. Some of these folks that are back west of us around Jackson do not. Let's turn the radar back on. Look at the intensity of this storm here at Ridgeland. Now, we got some showers moving into Morton. It's not bad yet. This is where it's rough. Florence, these areas. Look at this. If you're on 20 going into Jackson, anywhere west of Brandon, all the way till you get to Clinton is going to be some treacherous travel that you have to go through. Flowood getting pounded right now. All of that area there around Richland, Pearl. Look at this. Here's 20. Here's Highway 80 as we get up in these areas of 25. 477 there around Flowood. That's tough as we look at the city limits there. Flowood Drive, 468 Flint Park, 4th Street, all of that right there is some of the worst intense weather that we've got right now, and it is making its way. Here's the leading edge. This is going to be over where Bass Pro Shop is, and this is just to southeast of the Bass Pro Shop, and it is headed directly toward Highway 25 northeasterly from there. This storm rating that 4.4 out of a scale of 1 to 10 moving across. Not the intensity that we saw earlier on these up in here. This is going to be a shaky night. We want everyone to be prepared for this as it approaches the area, and it is moving. Let's just show the movement of this thing. You see how that's going? That's going to come right through the Meridian area, right through Newton, Rose Hill, all of these areas here. If you're in this line from Stark, Vegas, from Grenada all the way down to Hattiesburg over to Demopolis, these areas are going to be slammed by this storm as it makes its way across the state. You can get through it. If you live in a mobile home, I highly suggest finding a place to go tonight if you live in these areas. Now, hopefully we'll have enough time to give you a warning, to give you time to drive to somewhere. That's what we hope for. Now, a lot of people go ahead and pre-plan the evening, go ahead and get out. If you live in a home that's above ground to where wind can get under it. Our home in Scuba was like that, to where it was above ground, where wind could get up under it. Might want to go somewhere else tonight to spend the night. Do you have a tornado room, a tornado shelter, one underground? However it is, make sure that you're ready to go to that at a moment's notice should this get near you. We want you to be alive to where we can talk about this, and hopefully there's not going to be any damage, that these storms will lift. That's what we all hope for. That's what we're praying for as we tackle this together and watch these storms. Donna Hawkins, how are you doing there? Watching from Leland, North Carolina. Rita, how are you doing? Lots of people joining us, and we do appreciate that so much. Simon Deweese joining us. Bill is with us. Let's see here. Let me make sure. Let me check the National Weather Service as we're talking here to make sure nothing else has happened here. Now, this just come in, and I don't want to scare anybody, but this is the beginning as we get some of this stuff live. We're hearing reports in Flowood, the possibility there could be a confirmed tornado on the ground near Pine Lake Church. Are you familiar with that in the Flowood area? As we were just looking at that on radar just a moment ago. Getting reports of a roof that has collapsed also at 331 North Grove Circle in Brandon. The storm is very violent, and we're getting reports of this, of damage in this. Hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds as it blows through here. And again, with this being said now, this stuff is somewhere when the storm approaches to where we've got sustained winds 20 to 30, this thing's going to jump to 70 to 80-mile-an-hour shear winds. And we'll look at the winds here in a little while. But again, we're getting two reports that we have damage, Brandon, and also over in Flowood. Flowood, confirmed tornado is what we're hearing around the Pine Lake Church area. We don't know if there's any damage, but we do know that we're getting reports of from the EMA director there in Rankin County that a roof has collapsed in Brandon. My, oh my. Let's see what else we got. Tornado warning. That's nothing new on that. We'll check back on that. Let's go back to radar. So, here we go as we look at Brandon here. Oh my, y'all be careful there, as we've gotten reports of this rolling through there. Here's this. This is going to be in Puckett in 17 minutes. This is right around the Pelahatchie area. Y'all be prepared, as we've got this one here. And this is a very, very serious storm here. Let's look at this. This moves to that. It's got shear rate winds of 81 miles an hour. Let's follow this storm. This is Highway 49. This is Braxton. Here's Mendenhall. Are you watching from Delow? Right through there, this storm is going to cross. Again, this has got 81 mile an hour shear winds with it. And this one rates as it gets near Pelahatchie. This one is, here's Morton. This is going to be going right through this area. This also packing that 7.4 to where this could easily drop to the ground. My, oh my, let's do a hard, fresh reboot on this. Turn this off and go back up and look at this. Look at this rain that's here in the Jackson area. Again, that's what we've been looking at right there. 81 mile an hour shear winds. And this is this area here, Pearl, Flowood, right in here. Now, the storm is moving across, but we're getting reports that there's damage in this area around Flowood. Brandon, right there. Here's a storm here that is moving across. It will be near Hunter's Wood within 5 minutes, Cross Gates in 5 minutes, and it will make it to Castlewood within 9 minutes. We got some winds involved with that, not the intensity that we got down here below this. It's headed toward Pelahatchie. I'll be prepared on this. Now, Scott County, now under, let me turn this on. Scott County now has a tornado warning. Let's look at what this has from the National Weather Service. Tornado warning has been issued for Leake, Rankin, and Scott County until 8:15. So we've got a good 45 minutes on this. At 7:17, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Pelahatchie, 9 miles northeast of Brandon, moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. It is radar indication. It does have rotation that they're picking up on this. It could have some debris there. It's going to be near Morton, Fortville around 7:25, Harperville, Hillsboro 7:35, Sebastopol. Can y'all hear me? Anybody watching from Sebastopol? 7:45. You've got about 30 minutes, a little less than 30 minutes there to be prepared. Is that near Sebastopol? I don't want anyone to take this lightly. Anything that we're doing tonight, don't put this as, oh, well, I'm going to bed. I want you to be on your tiptoes. Look at this. Smith County now has been placed under a tornado warning. As we look here, eastern Simpson County and also Smith County at 7:16, this both fired off about the same time. A thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Panola, or northwest of Mendenhall, moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. It is a tornado there, also radar indicated, and it will be near White Oak around 7:25, Mendenhall and Martinville there around 7:20, so it's right on you now. This will reach Pineville around 7:40 tonight. Serious storms there as we add more tornado warnings. This is one of those nights that I'm not sure that we won't break a record for the most tornadoes ever issued, tornado warnings rather, for the state of Mississippi. This is serious stuff. Even over here in Mobile, we're showing, look at this, we got some serious storms. A tornado warning here that is headed toward Mobile, Daphne. Right in that area. That's a strong storm. 58 mile an hour shear winds if you're in the Mobile area. Saraland, y'all heads up also. Now, as we go back, as we move this up, look at this area from Macomb, this line that's moving across here. Kosciuszko, all of this. Now, if you're in Philadelphia, if you are in anywhere around Lake Teocata, Louisville, go ahead and start making your plans. They haven't fired off a warning for you yet, but I can guarantee you that it is coming. It's going to be a storm warning issued for you very shortly. We've got this straight line that is moving down from Attala, Leake, Scott, Smith, and Covington counties right through here. This line right there. Strong storms approaching just to the west of there. Morton, you're now starting to see some rain. It'll be in Forest before too long. And storms are eyeballing Carthage, if you'll see this. This is going to be cutting right across Walnut Grove, northeasterly through there. And then we'll clip the county once it reaches over to Neshoba County. As you'll see here, Sand Hill, 9 minutes, you'll have this storm. Over to Eureka in 14 minutes. Ludlow, you'll have this storm in 20 minutes. And Beatrice, we'll get it in about 24 minutes with this. This being on the lower scale, it's a lot of rain packing punches with wind in it, 4.1. Let's just check to see what we've got when it comes to, let's look at our damaging wind path. I want y'all to look at this. Y'all see this green, and the darker these spots are, the more wind that it's had. Look at this that we've had around Ridgeland and Madison, these areas here. Strong wind there that came through Jackson there. And as you'll see here, this wind is starting to move into the Carthage area. Y'all see that line there? Just west of Forest back through Morton. And then you get to this Jackson area, it's a little bit we're just west of Pelahatchie to Low. Strong winds there. That gives us a bird's eye view of where the wind is at this point. Let's turn that off. And let's look at, are we getting hail with this storm? And we are. Y'all look at this. All of this pink is going to be hail that is moving in with this storm. Durant, y'all be ready. And again, if you've got cars that as much as they are, put those up if you can at this point. Anywhere east of Morton, Mississippi, Carthage, find that carport now. And again, we want you to be prepared for the storm as it nears you. That's a lot of hail that's coming down. We've got tornado warnings popping left and right. All right, let's turn that hail off so we can see radar just a little bit better there. Let's see what we're getting on storm reports. And they haven't popped these up yet, the storm reports over here. They've got some back over here in Louisiana. I don't know why they haven't popped those up yet. Let me check one other place here. Let's go. Let me look and see what the National Weather Service is. Let's see. Jackson Airport reporting large hail. All right, we have a tree down in Copiah County, a tree damage and report on a home in Brownswells Road. And that's going to be in Copiah County. And again, we get back into where we had the damage just a little bit ago in Brandon area, and then also we would have some reports of Flowood getting some damage there. But again, law enforcement reporting now a little less than the size of less than an inch in diameter there at the Jackson Airport. That is a lot there. Let me see what else we've got going on. I want to check power also as we do this. East Mississippi, and then we'll check the state. Let me show you this. They've got this cleared up a little bit ago. We had some serious power outages up here, and they've got all that cleared up with the MEPA. That is great. Now let me go back here and hit a button, and we're going to look at the state overall power outages of what we have at this point. Yeah, do a little twist of buttons here to get to it. There you go, so we can all see this. Mississippi at 54,000 now. Louisiana at 59,000, 28,000 in Texas. Let's just see. Y'all see the track of the storm, how bad it is? This shows you the path of where a storm is headed there. As we get into these areas here, 1,700 in Simpson County, 1,900 in Rankin County. Hinds County has 10,000 without power right now. For 5,600 out in Copiah and all these areas down here. 7,000 out in Adams County. And again, that's going to be near Natchez without power tonight. As we get in here, Winston County showing about 729 without power if you're watching from that Louisville area. Atala County, only about 300, 500 in Holmes County. We're looking good on this side of the state, 7 in Lauderdale, and that may not even be weather-related at this point. That's what we've got on that. And somebody asked about the southeast area. If you are in Lauderdale County, you're in Newton County, every bit of that is going to see severe weather tonight. Collinsville, if you're in this area, and let's pull this back up and show you here. Here's the radar. If you live in any of these counties, it's going to be bad. Now, there's no way that I can tell you that an exact road at this point that far out where it will go. I can't. But the probability that the chances of there being severe weather where you are anywhere here east of where this line of storms are, Jackson, all the way over to Utah, Alabama, I would take this very serious. We don't want you to take it lightly, but again, it is too early to be able to pinpoint a road where something is going to happen. It's Mother Nature. But we're going to stay on it. When it gets near you, we'll start breaking that down road by road so you'll know where it is in relationship to where you live. As we look here, let's just look at this. Here's forest. As you'll see, everything's north of 20. If you're south of 20 right now, you're okay. We got storms that are going to be moving to this northeast corner through here toward Lena. Right up through there into the Carthage area. Walnut Grove starting to see some serious rain there. This will be at Pelahatchie within 3 minutes. It is right on top of Pelahatchie, and then we'll move from there on up to Lena. As we move down here, we see that this storm is headed toward Forest. This is just west of McGee. And let's close this out where it'll show me what this one is going to do. This will be at Gunn in 14 minutes. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I didn't know we had a Heater, Mississippi. They were really creative in coming up with that name, weren't they? Daniel, Mississippi will get this storm in 16 minutes. I learn something new every time we do weather. Heater, Mississippi. That's a brand new one there for me there. Y'all be careful there. I know you're proud of your town. All this is west of Raleigh as we look at this. Delow, that's some serious weather in there. Pelahatchie, this storm is upon you. Pelahatchie, Morton, that's nowhere in between these two areas. Tornado warnings for both. Scott County as we move west toward Jackson, anywhere there to the, let's just look at where the line is now. If you're west Pearl, you're safe now. Flowood, all these storms have moved past you. Moving rather quickly as we look at this. This is not one of these that's just dragging and slowly moving. This is getting it pretty good. When we started this, it was somewhere right around here, and it's moved over quite a bit. Now we're starting to see our first line of storms that are going to be headed toward Newton, Mississippi. Let me check, make sure I hadn't gotten any updates here. All right, let's look here. This is going to be making its way through Forest and Newton right around 8 o'clock. I had somebody call me earlier about Newton. That Newton County line, 8 o'clock, 28 minutes from now. And this will move across, and I would say, guessing at this point, let me just go back and check myself. I'm putting as I've been studying this all day, that timeline of about 8:30 there across Meridian. We're going to put heavy storms. We got heavy storms around 8:30. This is slowed down a little bit from where we originally began. Morton, that area, 8:30. It's going to be tough 1 hour from now. Newton, this will be moving, and we've got storms that will make it through Meridian right around 9:30 in that time frame. It's going to be rough there. Again, this is slowed down. This was moving about an hour faster about 2 hours ago. So it has slowed down since I last checked this. As we come across here, Lisbon, York, Alabama, right around 10 o'clock, it's going to be cutting a rug, as they used to say. All between Livingston, York, Alabama, down through Lisbon, Butler, Alabama. Y'all be prepared there about 10 o'clock. Now, and again, that's going to be moving through Meridian. It will be rough at 9:30 in Meridian. And then there's going to be a second leg of this as it comes across there. Not as bad, but all the rain and stuff should be out of Mississippi by 12:30 is what I'm seeing at this point. Now, again, this stuff, as it reaches across Forest, Morton, Newton, and this, that does look, as I monitor this, and it could possibly, I'm seeing some signs to where it may not be as bad as we originally thought. Wouldn't that be a blessing? I know there's been a lot of prayers. This line, and it goes together a little bit better after it passes through Meridian after 10 o'clock. This first bad leg storm that we have come through here, 10 o'clock as it exits Meridian, it's going to be stronger as it develops and comes across that Alabama line due south. All right, let me see here. I just got a report. Let me read you what I just got popped in here. Now, I'd mentioned Highway 25. Ham reports, and this is the folks who use ham radios, are reporting that Pine Lake Baptist Church, just off Highway 25, has been hit by a system and it has damage. Again, that's Pine Lake Baptist Church off Highway 25 has been hit with damage. We don't know the extent of that, but we do know that it is damage there as we look at that. No other reports at this point. But again, 10 o'clock, y'all be watching for that. And we're watching it all the way around. Forest has got a big line coming back through it around 10 o'clock as well. This is not over. As we get to that midnight stroke, Mississippi will be clearing out, and it will move on into Alabama and on across. And after it gets into Alabama, it will calm down. Let's go back to radar. See where we are. Make sure we hadn't missed anything since we've been talking on this other. Here's what we've got showing up on radar right now. Let's go down here to Collins, Mississippi. We got some serious winds coming in here. Collins, 21 minutes, y'all be prepared. This is a serious storm that's going to be moving through there towards Taylorsville and Smith County. Anybody watching from that area? It's going to be in Bassville within 8 minutes, and this is the intensity of this is 81 miles an hour, what we're looking at here. Look at this storm as it comes across. This is going to cross through Bassville. We'll cross right there across 49. Here's Collins, and then make its way toward Taylorsville. Now, this is a 30-minute window here before it reaches Smith County. We want y'all to know about that. So, hang on just a second. All right, as I was getting updates to make sure I hadn't missed something there from that Jackson area there. This is something we want to watch here, y'all. 81 mile an hour winds as it makes its way across here. Let's get down here and look at this. As we'll see, here's Columbia, Mississippi. Here's Macomb. We're showing that some 58 mile an hour shear wind there. We're watching this. Let's get back up here around Forest as this makes its way to Newton. Newton, you're going to have this storm in 27 minutes. So I want y'all in the Newton area to be prepared for this. Now, they have not issued a tornado warning. I don't want to make you jump, but this is coming across, and if it follows like it's been doing, they're going to fire off another round of tornado warnings in the next little bit. As it makes it there, it's 27 minutes before it reaches there. So if you're in the Newton area, you've got 30 minutes before anything comes about, but be prepared as we do that. Let's look back up here at Morton, what we're following here. Morton, you've got a storm within 10 minutes. In Walnut Grove, you've got another round of this that's going to be moving northeasterly across this toward Walnut Grove, the prison. If y'all are working at the prison, make sure that y'all are prepared for what's coming also. As we move up here in Scott County and we look at this Carthage, y'all are going to have a storm in 18 minutes. Pretty strong one there as we look at this. It's very strong winds back and forth with this. A lot of garbage cans are going to be displaced during this as it comes across. We've got another storm that will be at Carthage in 13 minutes. This is going to be a double whammy. We've got one that is right on top of Carthage. Look at this. Look at all that. We've got a lot of lightning striking here that struck about 10 minutes ago. 7:31 was when that struck. That was 7 minutes ago that lightning struck there, and that was at 7:28. And again, if you see anywhere on my radar to where there's a yellow, these right here, the white ones are where it was in the air. It was a flash. The yellow ones indicate that it hit a tree, it hit something, it struck to the ground is what we see on these. So these are ground strikes when you see this on this radar as we look at this. Now again, as we follow this storm that's going to be coming out of McGee and coming toward Newton, 27 minutes as we follow this. Let's just look at this. Decatur, it is going to be coming toward you as well. Y'all see this? Right there. If it holds steady to the direction that it's going, here's Newton County High School. It's going to be about a half a mile due south of there. southeast of there. Here's the city limits of Decatur. Now, it's all going to be heavy rain as it comes across, but the eye of this storm will cross right there. Here's Lazy Boy, due north of there, Highway 15, and it comes across 508 there, just south of the school, the center of the storm. It's going to be a lot of rain coming there. Y'all be careful as you get there. As we go back over here, here's the Welcome Center. Rain there. If you're at the Welcome Center, you're ahead of this. Keep going. If you're going toward Jackson, you might want to pull over there and wait it out somewhere around Newton at Wendy's, one of those stores there. If you want to stop at McDonald's and wait there, maybe the Walmart parking lot. Let this stuff pass. You don't need to be on I-20 with these storms as it comes across here. It's rough, very rough. All right, we have a new warning now. This has not reached Starkville yet, but this is Ackerman, Mississippi. Let's look at what this is until 8:30. National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for Choctaw County, northeastern Atala County, and southeastern Montgomery County. That's going to be until 8:30, nearly an hour from now. Severe the storm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hesterville. I've been through there. I've seen that little sign. 10 miles north of Kosciuszko is moving to the northeast at 60 miles an hour. And I'm sure a lot of you know exactly where that is. Maybe you're watching from there tonight. Take shelter now. If you're in a mobile home, seek shelter, go somewhere else. This will be at French Camp at 7:45. It will make its way across Chester around 7:55, Sherwood, Reform around 8 o'clock as we look at this storm as it comes through. Now, let me go back here and let's just double check, make sure that nothing new has come in. Let me see here. This is going to be Georgetown is where this is. We are Georgetown, Mississippi. Let me see if I can blow this up. Here's damage. This is from the National Weather Service putting this out that is got that. Here's what this looks like to a home that's had some damage there. And that was just sent in there. Boy, oh boy. And again, this can happen to any of us. There's some pretty major damage there. The building torn to pieces there. It looks like at one point that may have been some form of a gas station canopy. And this is moved to the town of Prentice. I'm glancing here to see what else has been listed. I don't have any other damage at this point, but that's significant damage there to that. So we'll keep checking back to make sure if we get any more damage reported for the National Weather Service that we have that to you as quickly as we can. All right, let's go back here to radar where you can see what I see. Ackerman, Starkville, y'all start getting ready in that area there. This line is strong. All right. This is Newton County. Y'all be ready for this. We're going to follow this. This is very, very serious. This is just due northeast to McGee, Union. Y'all be prepared. Let's follow this. Raleigh. If you're in Raleigh, I want you to seek shelter now. Let's get there. There is a tornado warning for this. This is coming in with 81-mile-an-hour winds here. Here's Mize, Mississippi. This is going to go right through Raleigh. And this is going to move due northwest. We got two. Y'all see what this is doing here? This is strong. This is moving here, forest area, and we'll cross into Newton County. If you're in the northwestern corner of Newton County, we want you to be ready to seek shelter. They have not issued a severe thunderstorm warning, but if a tornado warning. But if you're in Raleigh, as you move into Scott County, anywhere east of Forest, back to the county line there to where it joins Newton, you need to seek shelter. Let's look at this second one here. Both of these, this is a large storm. And again, on that scale of a 1 to 10 of what I would rate it, it's a 7.2 with 81 mile an hour winds, and it's moving to the northeast. As we look at this is I-20. Let's look closer of where the storm is now. Let's look at this. Here's Highway 540. It's going to cross Highway 18. That's going to be in Heater, Mississippi. We talked about Heater just a little bit ago. My first time to hear about that little town. This is going due north and cross 481. It will cross Highway 35. And look at this as it moves into Scott County. This is going to cross over 35 It will move. Let's see what the name of this road. Morton Marathon Road. Are y'all familiar with that? That storm is headed directly toward you. This will cross 20 and then go across Highway 80. Let me close that off. You see that? Here's Forest. It's going to cross about right there. Here's Forest and move right across that line there. And it's going to be just west of Union when it reaches there. Y'all see these lines here. Here's downtown Newton. These storms are moving northeasterly, and this is going to, let me turn to these locations. This is going to be pretty close to the Welcome Center. If you're at that Welcome Center, I would move on. I would not stay there. I wouldn't stay in my car. I wouldn't sleep there. I would move on, come toward Meridian, and get away from there. This storm is headed directly toward that area in that neighborhood. Now, again, it puts it about a quarter of a mile from there. But you can get ahead of this and get away from it if you're there. And this, as you'll look at this as it moves across here, right there, Conehatta Post Office. This is going to be right in your area once it crosses that county line. Now, again, I don't want to jump the gun. Let me show you here. There is no tornado warnings for here, but that will change with time. Let's go ahead and get prepared on this. Carthage, boy, it's rough in that area right now. Tornado warning until 8:15 there. All of these areas here that are lit up, they've been staying, the National Weather Service has been staying roughly about 30 to 40 minutes ahead of the storm, firing off these warnings. And I truly expect them to start firing these off in Newton County and all of this here in the next few minutes. This is the most serious thing that we've got going on right now. Again, this is Smith County where these are situated at. Raleigh, be in your safe place. Look at that. You've got one, and then the leading edge of the storm is here, and here's the second half of that. And it's still toting 81. Both of these are carrying about 81 mile an hour shear winds. And if you'll notice, all of this is headed toward Newton, Mississippi, Newton County, rather, the northwest corner, due west of Decatur. And this will cross in between Forest and Newton. And Lawrence is about right along in here. Lawrence, y'all be prepared for this. And again, we're 30 to 40 minutes out from this happening, but we want to stay ahead of this. These areas right here is the concern anywhere around Raleigh, from Polkville, as you move up to southern Scott County. Be prepared. Now, this is starting, as you'll look back here, Vicksburg getting rain. We can handle that, can't we? We have no warnings that is back behind Forest, Morton. Everything from Morton back west to Vicksburg into Louisiana is fine now. Thank heavens. Aren't y'all glad of that? We're showing that we still have these strong storms up here at Kosciuszko, Chapel, Huntsville. We are getting reports now that Mendenhall is getting major reports of major damage around Mendenhall. Tylertown, look at this stuff here. McGee, Raleigh. Let me close that out there. This line has been slowly moving across here. Here's Macomb, Tylertown. We got severe thunderstorm warnings still in these areas here. Let's see what else we've got that has come in from the National Weather Service. Lena, Mississippi. We're getting reports of circulation at this point over Lena, Mississippi. If you're in Lena, take cover now. Lena, Mississippi, get to your safe space immediately. Tornado warnings. Again, let's go back to radar and let's pull this up. Get back up here what we're talking about here, Leake County. Here's Lena. And what they're saying is they're showing signs of circulation around here. And if you'll notice, this storm here coming across is headed in the direction of Walnut Grove. So what we're going to say, anywhere here at this county line, you live on either side of this. Y'all pay attention. We've got circulation. Get to your safe space now. Walnut Grove from Lena all the way to the county line there in Neshoba County. Seek shelter now. This storm here is going to be at Walnut Grove within 12 minutes. Now, again, Mother Nature sometimes can fool us and move a little bit faster than 12 minutes. Don't waste any time. If you're in Lena, if you're in Carthage, all of these areas here in that eastern side, we need to seek shelter immediately there. And as you'll see, that this storm is going to cross into Neshoba County before long. We haven't gotten a warning yet, but we want to pay close attention to it, and we don't want to put this off as something small. The amount of tornado warnings are very, very serious. We are getting reports throughout the state. Let's just see what this has. This was a hail notice that we got there. We mentioned that dime-size hail there by law enforcement at the airport in Jackson. Dangerous storm approaching Newton. Now, and what I just got on there with the radar, I've got it set up to where it texts me, and what it is telling me, let me show you here, is that we got storms that are approaching Newton High School. That it's going to be coming through here within the next 30 minutes, I believe is what it said. So be prepared, Newton. If you live downtown Newton, y'all get on this. Again, one of our worst areas that we're watching that the National Weather Service is really paying attention to is here in Carthage, Lena, Walnut Grove. We had signs of radar indicated circulation in that area. We don't want anything on the ground without you knowing it. Even right here, Edinburgh. If you're in Edinburgh, you need to seek your safety now. I've been up all through there. Highway 25, y'all be careful. And if you live on 25 anywhere in Leake County, seek shelter. This is not a time to wait it out and think, oh, there's nothing to it. Please, let's get to our safe spaces here. All right. We see that Ackerman under this, and nothing really going on right now as we look at Winston County. Not a lot going on in Noxapater or Winston Academy area. There's you get to Lake Teocata. All is fine right now. We are showing some light showers, very light, reaching Arlington and Neshoba County at this point. Everything's west of there that's bad. Now, let's look at this. Y'all see this? Let me zoom in on this. This was earlier. Emergency management. Trees were blown down on roads in Lincoln County. So we have confirmed damage there. We also have confirmed damage here. A lady was trapped in her house from debris from a tornado that moved through with enough damage to block Highway 84 and the surrounding streets. Again, that's Franklin County, Mississippi, where that was a house damage and debris blocking the highway. That was a big storm there. And if you'll see, it has been moving northeasterly. This one was one of the first ones we started getting on. We had someone trapped in a house in Berrytown Circle. We had one injury reported there, and again, that's Franklin County. So Franklin County has been whooped up on tonight. We know of at least 2 homes with damage that had people trapped. And this is that Brookhaven tornado that we originally were talking about down in this area here. I've got several reports of that. Here's another one here. Gloucester. Let's see what happened there. Large debris in a field of trees reported by emergency management on New Hope Road. That would be around 156A, the exit there. The debris continued across Fox Road, Oxford, Meadville Road before entering Franklin County. No structures were reported damaged, but what we're getting from there is it had debris from trees thrown across pastures. And then as you'll see here, it started here, and then by the time it moved northeasterly, it got stronger, done more damage, went up through Hazelhurst. And if you'll notice, if you follow that line northeasterly, this would be the same cell right here, if you follow that and draw a line, that is fooling around up here in Carthage right now. All right, now we're starting to show some lines of this moving into Neshoba County. Let's look at what we've got here. Newton and Neshoba County should be getting prepared for weather. As we show here that Pearl River, and this is going to put us right out by the casinos. It's going to be there in about a half an hour. That's Highway 16 West. Y'all be prepared within a half an hour. Some serious weather moving into that area there. If you work at Pearl River, anywhere around there, Marshall, Ford, these areas, back over anywhere near the intersection 15, 16 there, be prepared. Weather is moving in there. Now let's move down here and look at what we're looking at around Newton. This is going to be reaching Newton, the city, within about 26 minutes. As we see here, this is going to be moving up on that western side of Newton. Buckletown, Tanglewood, Bell Hill, those areas there. Let's turn on our locations here to show you where this is. Now, this is going to cut right across at Conahatta, this second storm that we've got, and then we'll move on toward Neshoba County. And as you'll see here, these lines, as I was talking about, where Marshall Ford is. This is Pearl River, and as we see that line, it's in a direct line to move right across where Marshall Ford is. Now, I don't want anybody to mistaken me for what I'm saying here. I'm just saying that's the eye of the storm moving through there. I'm not saying that the tornado is on the ground or anything like that moving toward Marshall Ford. Just the eye of the storm as it enters, and that's where it will be, the eye of the storm, in about 30 minutes in that area there. Tornado warnings. Let's look at this, of how long this tornado warning, until 8:15. So we have 20 minutes remaining on this tornado warning here. Welcome Center. It's raining a lot there right now. Let's see what else I'm getting. Let's see here. Raleigh. We've got a storm sitting directly. This is what's coming from Raleigh, moving across, and again, it's going to cut right across Jasper, that northwest corner, in between Lawrence and Newton, and then as you'll see right there, it comes right into Newton, right across Walmart. Yep, you've been to Myers Processing lately? It's coming right across through there. I've been through here. Here's Newton High School. Right through there, and it will cross 80 and across 20, just barely east of, here's Walmart here, and it will be right across the interstate from it, right there at the exit where you take where you exit off to come into Newton. That's where the I will come across there. Here's the Veteran Cemetery moving in that direction. Here's Decatur in these areas here. Here's Turkey Creek. And again, boy, we look at that Kosciuszko, look at this storm that we've got here right just due north of there. It's going to be at French Camp in 19 minutes. All right, we just got something new. Okay, Newton, you are now under a tornado warning. Jasper County, you're under a tornado warning. We want you to seek shelter immediately. This will go until 9 o'clock. We've been talking about this. Jasper County, Newton County, northeastern Smith and Scott counties. You have a tornado warning now until 9 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located along a line extending from Walnut Grove to near Pineville to Taylorsville. It's moving east at 50 miles an hour. Who should be concerned about this? Conahatta, Bay Springs, Prospect, Lake, Sebastopol. Should reach you about 8 o'clock. That's right there now. As we move through this, all these areas of Stafford Springs, Duffy, Orange, Chunky Road. Chunky around 8:30 is what we're expecting here. And let's go back and look at radar of what we're seeing here. Now again here, this takes it all the way up to the Clark County line, Lauderdale County line. And again, this storm slowed down on me. We were expecting it to be here a little bit sooner than this. It should be, we were originally expecting it to be a meridian area around 8. And as we see that it's just now starting to mess with Neshoba County. Well, we've got tornado warning for Neshoba County also. Let's look at this. This is brand new also. This just got issued. Winston County, seek shelter. Choctaw County in central Mississippi, Winston, Neshoba County, and East Mississippi until 9 o'clock. So we've got that line that we've been following has just moved east like we thought it would. This is going to be near Noxapater around 8:20. Louisville, y'all be prepared, 8:25. Tornado in your area around then. Bethedon around 8:45. Mill Creek around 8:35. The tornado had a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a storm. It was located near Renfro. about 13 miles northwest of Pearl River. Of course, that's where the casinos are, moving east at 35 miles an hour, and that is until 9 o'clock. Let's go back here and take a look here. Here's what we got. Now, again, if you know where Doc's Toyota is, right through there, that's about where Doc's is, sitting right there. And then we'll cut across right there at Williams Brothers, Lowe's, right through that intersection there where Doc's, Williams Brothers, and Lowe's are. This is where this tornado looks to be headed. It will cross as we get into Neshoba County, right across where the Neshoba County fairgrounds are, move northeasterly toward that area there and cross by Walmart and keep moving on out just east of where the Coliseum is. Now, as we back up, we got another leg of we got several storms that are heading there. Let's look at this. Here's Union. You're going to be affected by this within about 25 minutes moving out of Scott County. You see that? How it moves into right through there. Here sets if you live anywhere near Linwood Baptist Church, seek your shelter. Right over here at Neshoba Baptist as well. All this Dixon. Right there, the Dixon store there on 21. If you live in that area, you need to go ahead and seek shelter now as well. This is where this thing is. Leake County, it's bad right now. Scott County, it's bad. All right, here's something nasty. And this is sitting right over to the northwest of Silverina, and this is headed toward Newton County. Should be just northwest of Montrose as it moves into Jasper County and threatens, and it looks like the line is going to be headed about where the Veteran Cemetery is, crossing 15 and moving northeasterly as we look at this. It will be at Newton in 27 minutes. This is one of those to where this could hit on the ground at any given time. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is scoring us somewhere around a 7.2 out of 10, 10 being the worst. With this, it's carrying 70-mile-an-hour winds with this storm as it moves northeasterly. Let's look at this. Look at that. It's going to cross 15 right there. Here's the intersection of Highway 504. Y'all familiar with that? You watching those areas there? Let me close that and look at this. Here's 15, and it's going to cross just south of Newton. And again, here's the Veteran Cemetery, and it's headed there, and here's right out here, Red Goat, and those areas there. But it is, if it stays on its course, we'll cross right there, right near where 504 and 15 meet. If you live anywhere south of there, we want you to seek shelter now. This is a tornado warning, and it is sitting right now on top of Silverina, moving northeasterly. That is going on with us right now. We are Tornado Alley at this point. Greg joining us tonight. Glad to see him in the studio with us there. Collins, Mississippi, still under these warnings there. Now, again, we hadn't got any warnings for Lauderdale County. We hadn't gotten any for Kemper, but you can expect it. Winston County, you are under it. This is a straight line due south. Let's look at what we got here. Starting in Winston County, following due south from there in Neshoba County as we get into Newton County, then we go into Jasper County, all under severe tornado warnings. We have Smith, Scott, Leake, and Atala County still under this, and also Covington County with a tornado warning. And then we get down here to the state line, and we have some just right in the corner here. This is going to be, I didn't know that one off the top of my head. Walthall. Walthall and Pearl County. Walthall has had a series of tornadoes. We've had them move through Walthall and then move right across to Clark County before. So all of this area, if you're east now, I want you to put this in your head. If you were standing in Scott County at the county line, anywhere east there over to Demopolis, Alabama, be weather alert over the next hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Depends upon how this thing picks up. This is heavy, heavy rain that is pouring here. Forest, you cannot see your hand in front of you in Forest, Mississippi right now. It's that bad. Carthage, the same thing. Walnut Grove. Brooke, how are you doing there? Sirens going off in Hickory, and that would be all of these Decatur getting their sirens going off. Newton getting them now. Just glancing. seeing what our comments were, what all I've missed of that. Decatur, a lot of people watching from the Decatur area tonight. Amy asked, I'm in Clark County. Should I be concerned at some point? Yes, in the future. It's not there yet, but yes, Clark County, you do not need to go to bed. I don't want you to do that. All right, let's go back over. And again, if you've got a question, we'll do our very, very best to answer those. And I hadn't been doing as good a job as I should have of looking to my right when all of that happens there. Hey, Jeanette, watching us from there from Choctaw. Shante says she's beyond scared straight. And this is one of those. I respect weather. I'm scared of it, but I respect it because I have seen the damage. I've seen the lives that this stuff can take. It is one of the most adrenaline things you've ever seen if you stand in a storm and watch it, of the power that it has. But on that other hand, I know how dangerous it is and how quickly it can take a life. I can remember 1992 standing in Wahala, Mississippi. Homes leveled. Someone died that night in that. It was a bad feeling. I can remember, y'all remember this, and where the baby was thrown in the tree in Lauderdale County. We hadn't forgot. Do y'all remember those 11 people that lost their lives? You remember that, Greg?
92.
It was 92. Same storm. 11 people lost their homes. I can remember a big fundraiser being done to help with burial costs with all of these folks. And I say that not to scare you. I say this to respect it. And if you prepare for these things, you'll be good. And again, if you live in Newton County, you live in a mobile home, we will tell you roads as it gets closer to you. But if you've got time and you have a place that you can go, I would seek shelter now in those areas there. All right, let's go back to radar. Let me check here, see what the National Weather Service is telling us, if there's anything new there. Let me see here. You ever not been able to get into your own phone? That would be me. I said, you ever been able not to get into your own phone? They ask too many codes.
Well, I'm just making myself at home.
Make yourself at home over there, Greg.
I know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to make myself a coffee.
Greg's figuring out that fancy dancy coffee machine my wife gave me. It's tough. Let's see what we've got going on here. Storm reports, wind damage, Fanning and Rankin County. Mendenhall, Simpson County, we've got thunderstorm wind damage is what we're getting there. Georgetown, again, we had a lot of damage reported there. Here's another Flowwood Drive. We're getting reports of trees down in Flowwood. And I was going back up here. No other major pictures or damage that has been shared with me just yet. Let me go here and check inbox, see if anybody's seen anything. Macon, Mississippi, you're not out of the woods. I had somebody ask about that. They inboxed us, wanted to know if I live in Macon, should I be concerned? Yes. It's not on you. You've got plenty of time as it gets nearer and closer to you. What I mean by that is don't go to bed. I don't want you to... Is that rain that I hear? Yeah, it's cutting up outside. All right, let's do a hard reboot. Look at this line, y'all. And what you're hearing here, right there, these storms here as it comes across, that's what that's doing. I can hear that loud with just yellow. Imagine what this is over here. Serious stuff. All right, as we get back to business here and we look at all these counties that are under tornado warnings, this is going due north from Hattiesburg straight up. Look at that. Hattiesburg area there, tornado warning in that area. The closest that we've got here, let me turn back on my little whoopty-doopty machine here that tells us all this. Until 9 o'clock is basically the line here that is following straight down through here. 9 p.m. on all of these warnings. One county back over, we're looking for them to expire in the next 5 minutes or so. Now, let's go back here and look at our damaging wind path again of what we've got. Bay Springs, y'all be ready. This wind is right up on y'all. And we're starting to see this now move into these western sides. Look at this, Neshoba County starting to get it. It's west of Philadelphia, but that wind is coming in. Now, again, this is tougher. This is going to be right under Scott, Bay Springs area, Jasper County. And that line of that wind, look at that right down through here that it follows there. That it's just right on the county line, separating Neshoba, Leake County, right in there. It's a lot of that. Let's look at what we've got now showing up on hail of what we've got. Let's see about damaging wind. And the difference between that, the path and the damaging wind, you'll see the difference of there. How this is ahead of the storm. You see this almost at the city limits of Philadelphia. Let me put that down where you can see a little bit better. Lawrence, y'all got a lot of wind. Montrose, look at this right out to the west of you. Lewin, as we move up here. And this is damaging wind. As we move up, follow this. Hadn't made it into Philadelphia just yet, but Noxapater, it's on you. Louisville, boy, y'all got a lot there. And then as we look at these locations there, that's going to be out at J&S Food there. This is right over at Shiloh Baptist Church. A lot of wind in there. Pearl River, it's in Pearl River Resort. You've got a lot there at the Neshoba County Fairgrounds and in the parking lot of the casino. We do have a lot of wind showing up in Conahatta, Mississippi. It's making its way, the wind there, to Turkey Creek. So something to see. Let's go back here and turn off the damaging wind, and let's look at our hail path of what we got. Now, as you can see, the hail's not near as bad as it was. We got a little bit showing up here south of Forest. They're at 20. That could be a whole lot worse. But east of the Welcome Center, Union, 18 minutes. Philadelphia, you're going to have the storm in 30 minutes. Now, as you'll notice, that's Tucker, Mississippi. This is on the western side of Newton County moving in there. This storm is going to move right up through here. And let's look at this. It will be in Union in 18 minutes if you're in Union. And northeasterly, if you take that line and draw it right down to the county line, seek shelter there. 30 minutes at Philadelphia. Y'all see that? Here's a storm that we've got moving out of the Carthage area from Leake County into Neshoba County, and this is going to affect Pearl River there at the casino. It will be there in about 8 minutes as it crosses Highway 16 and then moves on toward Winston County into the Noxapater area. You'll have that in about 27 minutes is what we've got there. It straight line. Laurel at this point is just got a severe thunderstorm warning. There's no tornado. They are under a tornado watch. This watch that we've got here goes until 11 o'clock tonight. You want to come on in, Greg? Which side of the county you want to jump on? This side, that side?
What the temperatures were.
Well, we can
ahead of and behind.
let's take a look at what we got in wind. I've got a button here. Sometimes it takes me a second to show
Push the right one.
Yeah, it does. All right, let's get in here to what wind speed is.
Oh man.
Let's show what we've got here. I need to get back over here so everybody can see what we're looking at. Let's get into the Meridian area. We've got about 13 mile an hour winds right now, wind speed, as we follow this over to the Newton area. Newton, about 13, Morton, 16. The further that you go, look at this, Walnut Grove, about 18, Carthage, and you get up to Pearl River, we're clocking right at 20 in those areas there, Union around 17. Now let's look at wind gust. All right, we're gusting to 33 miles an hour in Meridian right now. As we go up to Collinsville, about 29, over at Union, whoo, boy, it's messing up some hair, 36. As we get into Philadelphia, about 38. Pearl River, as we've been talking about, where this line of storms is going to move right in, about 40 mile an hour gust there. Over at Carthage, 42. Walnut Grove Forest still hanging in there at 41, 40. So as you'll notice there, it's a little bit lighter on this side. And let's turn whatever that was off. That Bama State line, let's just call that 30. It goes back and forth, but we're looking at about 30 miles an hour through there.
And you know what what bothers me or what I'm afraid of with this is it rained a lot in the last 24, 30 hours.
Grab that mic there beside you and pull that up where everybody can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it rained a lot in the last 24, 30 hours or so. Probably 3-4 inches of rain. So the ground is saturated. These trees are not going to take much wind. We're going to start having trees blown over.
Right.
That leads to your power outages. I just encourage everyone, if you do not have to be out tonight, get somewhere and stay for a couple of hours until this passes through.
If you look at that I-20 line, we're following about 60 to 64 all the way to the state line.
Right.
As we move up, let's just look here where we can see Pearl River at 64. We got pretty much a 64 kind of night. Let me remind you, this is January.
That's right.
That ain't good ever. And that's what we're looking at there. All right, let's go back here, Greg, and pull up our local radar. First, let me see here if we got any power outages here. Then we're going to look back at the state. Lauderdale County, 0. Now let's look at the state. Let me update this.
You can see where it's been, can't you?
Yes, sir, you can. Look at this. Let's look at this line as we look at Atala County, 1,100 people without power. Leake County, 385. It was a little bit worse there in Scott. 1,600. And then Smith County, we got about 3,000. Now, as we move into Jasper, only 3 of y'all are sitting in the dark right now watching us. We got 0 in Newton so far and 0 in Neshoba County, Winston County, all good. And this is where it is. That's where that line is moving across there now. It's easy to see what's happened.
Oh, yeah, you can follow it by the map and see where the power outages are and see what's going on. Just need to be very, very careful. I'm going to have some trees. I'm afraid it's going to be falling.
It is, and we've had a couple of places across the state where we've had some wind damage and homes hurt. Critical. Let me turn the hail path off so we can get back to see what we're seeing here. Now let's move in here. Now you've been in forestry. You know a lot about trees. You dealt with that for years upon years. As you were talking about them blowing them down, the safety of your home, whether it's a brick home or if it's a mobile home. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got large trees, I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, kind of like the Three Little Pigs. If it's made out of brick or wood or whatever, if a giant tree falls, it's not safe. You know, naturally you are safer in a brick mortar home, but again, if you have a giant oak tree that blows over, it's coming to see you.
Yes, sir, it is.
That's why it's so important. We stress, of course, it's too late now. Stress to people all the time to be prepared. Get your trees trimmed. You know, that kind of stuff.
Let's look at radar here at what we got, Greg. Let me show. We are showing that these storms are narrowing, as you'll see that it's not stretching back 30, 40 miles anymore.
Doesn't that usually mean they're getting faster?
Yes. In our locations. Just look at this right here. Here's Turkey Creek. We've got a storm sitting just west of there that's going to be in Union in 13 minutes. Union, take shelter. We're getting reports of Conahatta being without power now. As we look here, here's a pretty big storm right there just west of Lawrence. Highway 80, the intersection of Highway 489. A lot of rain there. Right. As we look here, pouring rain up here by Conahatta, as they were talking about the power being out in Conahatta. That's why we've had several lightning strikes. That was at 8:09. It's 8:16 now. Lightning struck. Where was that? What time was that one? At 8:13. We had a lightning strike again at 8:09. And this is going to cut right across. Here's Union. This is headed in that direction of Union, Mississippi. After it crosses Union, here's Tucker. Here is House, Mississippi. And, of course, as you're getting right there to Talbot Enterprises, it's going to go just north about the pasture where they got all the cars in. And then this will move right on into Kemper County. It's going to where Ford's Grocery is.
Right.
If you know where that is, where that new Dollar General sits, it's going to cross right there. And then what is it, Latimer's? If I remember that store that's right there at the county line. It's been many a moon since I went there.
Right on the line.
It's right there where it's at like your last chance for gas.
That's it.
So it's going to be crossing right there into Kemper County. Now look at this rain. It is now at Pearl River Resort, within a mile of it, half a mile. Let's just do this, Greg, because it's 1 mile from Pearl River Resort, from the parking lot, is where we've got that.
So it'll be there in just a minute.
Yeah. Now let me do this. Let's just show the distance here of distance tool. Let me turn this back on. Let me show you just how wide it is. Here's where the storm starts.
Terry asked a question about a pine tree being shallow rooted. Now, pine trees usually got a deep tap root. That's why your pine trees, not always, but they usually snap.
And break at the
they'll
top.
break off. Your hardwood trees got shallow roots, big root area, and when the ground gets saturated and there's a lot of wind resistance with a big hardwood tree, they'll uproot and blow over, usually before pine trees do.
Yeah.
So, you know,
here.
It's a dangerous night. Main thing we want everyone to just stay watching, stay careful. And like I say, with this thing narrowing up, maybe it's moving faster than we had anticipated, and it'll move on through and be over with. According to what we're seeing, within a few hours, the threat will be gone. So, you know, if there's any good news with this, it doesn't look to be a long, drawn-out process. But it's a pretty solid line north to south. So we can't say, you know, this area won't be affected or this area will be affected, because it looks like it's coming all the way through from top to bottom.
Greg, as we were talking about that was Newton County we were checking with there, seeing how the conditions were. This is about 8 miles wide, roughly. Look at that from here, right across here back to Edinburgh, about 8 miles wide as we look at that.
And moving how fast?
This was moving at 25 miles an hour the last that I checked. Let's see here. Let's clear this out.
I'm not a mathematician, but if it's 8 miles wide, moving 25 miles an hour, it's really not going to last but a few minutes of the rougher stuff.
Yeah, if you'll notice, this line has thinned down. Look at that as we've been watching this. Now, right there, Union, again, 13 minutes is when you're going to have this. And all of this, let's turn the radar off. I want everybody to see this. All of these red, and again, the audience is coming, you go to the refrigerator and you get something, sometimes you miss things. All of these red blinking lights are tornado warnings. Every bit of that. Anything that is gold is a severe thunderstorm warning. Look at the amount of tornado warnings. It's just a straight line down to Hattiesburg.
That's right. That's what I was saying. It's pretty solid from top to bottom. I mean, it's not splotchy at all. It's a pretty good line.
Now let's show this. Let's turn the future to play how this storm is moving. You see that?
Right.
It was wider as it come across there. And then
Scotty, right there looked to be some pretty strong stuff behind it at first, and some of that seems to be dissipating behind the initial line.
Got any clue what that might be?
It don't sound good.
Yeah, but I don't really know what it is. I have no clue.
It ain't the pizza's ready.
Do I need to get out of the building?
Tornado warning. Can you read?
Let's see here. Tornado warning has been said go to something about your basement there.
I'm sorry.
Tornado warning. It doesn't tell you what county that is there. But it's telling you, Greg, that wherever you are, you need to get out.
Exactly.
Let me update radar here. And I don't think we got any new tornado warnings. We don't. But that made me double check there. What that was doing is letting you know you're near a tornado warned area.
I just got a message of heavy wind gust in Hickory.
Woo!
So that feller says that's getting close to home, ain't it?
It is. Now let me go over here because we had so much talk about power outages, and I want to grab some of these other counties that we hadn't talked about. Southern Pine. We're going to look at Mississippi Power and Central Electric. And let's look here at what we've got, Greg, of power outages. Here's what we have here with Southern Pine. Look at the amount of people around Forest here.
Oh, yeah. And please keep these men and women in your prayers tonight, these first responders, your power line folks, because I can assure you, just as soon as this is safe, they're going to be out working on it.
Yeah. Now, as we look at Mississippi Power, it not showing near. You see that? We got a little bit down here around the Evangel Temple, and that's going to be one customer out. and that's getting out there near you. So it's about 2 people there. It's not anything too serious, just west of there.
Huh.
All right, let's take a look here. Man alive, as we go to Southern Pine in these areas here.
Oh, man.
Look at this here, just west of Newton Forest.
West of Bay Springs, all the way Smith County, all the way over to Mendenhall, up back toward the interstate.
Yeah.
Really all the way almost over to the river, Scotty Ray.
It is. So there's numerous power outages to our west of the Meridian area. Fortunately, we don't have any in Meridian right now, or Lauderdale County or Clark County. All that's good at this point. Let's go back to radar. Make sure we hadn't gotten anything any different here. And that button. Sometimes I get confused, I'm not going to lie. Okay. Tornado watch, which we know through 9 o'clock there, 11 o'clock for Clark County.
That does seem to be thinning up some, doesn't it?
It does. I got a report that there is a storm team out there that has captured. Do you remember the town Bude, B-U-D-E, if I'm pronouncing that correctly?
It's close to New Hope,
yeah.
I believe.
We do have someone who has captured that on video, and as soon as we can get that, we'll try to share that so everybody can see it. Getting windy, very hickory, windy, and quiet. That's spooky when things like that happen. All right, we're showing our first signs here that Clark and Lauderdale County has got a storm headed towards it. If you'll see this right here. Rose Hill, you're going to have the storm within 11 minutes. Orange in 12 minutes. Waterby, 17 minutes. Stonewall, 21 minutes. Same for Enterprise. And then it moves into Lauderdale County at Savoy right there. That's in 30 minutes. And it looks like that's going to move into that lower portion of Lauderdale County. We're getting heavy, heavy rain now in Lewin. And you know what happened a few years ago in Lewin?
Usually if they say Lewin, Rose Hill, I grew up in Clarkdale, lived there all my life, but it's usually coming to Clarkdale. I mean,
it is.
Lewin, and I've just seen on here where somebody reported heavy rain, strong wind in Rose Hill. So my Clarkdale peeps, get ready. I mean, anything can happen.
We had a question here, and let me address that. Austin said we had any actual tornadoes. Right in here we don't right now, but let's look at what we're showing here. We've got 4 that hit here. These are confirmed tornadoes here as this come across. And I want to say we had another one north of there. So I know of 4 at this point that have actually had touchdowns in the state of Mississippi so far. Fortunately, so far of this, it's all been radar indicated. We've had a lot of wind. We've had some trees snapped. No major damage, no loss of life that I'm aware of. Roderick just told us it's pouring up near Philadelphia there. Wind picking up in 0, Polly says.
Somebody asked about Lake Edens. It should be just to your west, actually. If it's in Rose Hill in that area, that line's moving. What'd you say, 25 miles an hour? So it's not far.
Right there is where Lake Edens is, and this is where the storm is. And let's just tell you how far it is from you. If we go from Lake Edens to where the storm, 8 miles from you, is what we're looking at in that distance tool there. A lot of lightning. Look at this as we're looking at this around Montrose. 8:30, 8:20. 2 minutes ago, this struck a tree right there. Here's Garlandville, due south of there. Look at this up here. All of this 8:21, 8:25, 8:18. But on this leading edge here, we're starting to see some lightning pop. That was right now. It just struck right there. That's going to be the Paulding Courthouse. And as you could see, you take a rock and throw across the street where the lightning was.
That's right.
Did strike.
Hope it didn't hit that Coke machine. There used to be a Coke machine sitting outside at the Paulding Courthouse.
You had to stop there once or twice, didn't you?
I've been there a time or two.
As we look at this, we got light showers, Greg, showing in Enterprise. We're starting to show some just north of Marion. Let's look at this, of these storms that we've got up here. Not much, but it's raining pretty hard there. As we look at this, here's Northeast High School.
That's that batch of rain we just heard here.
Yeah.
That come across.
Sure is. Out there by Northeast High School, y'all getting wet. And what is this radar trying to tell me? It keeps dingling us a lot. It's telling us lightning near Keyfield is within 20 miles of Keyfield. So if there's flights getting ready to come in, there's a lot of lightning coming down there.
So you got to figure at 25 miles an hour, and it's within 20 miles of Keyfield. You know, we're 45 minutes an hour, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
From being here on us.
All right, let's see here what we've got. This is sitting, Greg, you see this right here? This is sitting right on top of Newton. This is cutting across, will be at Good Hope in 11 minutes. Here's Decatur. This is cutting across due east of there. Hubbard, it'll be there in 14 minutes. Duffy in 17 minutes. Chamberville, we got any folks out there?
Oh, yeah.
20 minutes. Collinsville, 22 minutes. This storm will be there. Now, most likely, I still see them firing off some more tornado warnings as it makes it into Lauderdale and into Kemper County.
And again, you know, you can have that. You don't necessarily have to have, we keep harping tornado. You don't have to have a tornado to have damage.
That's correct.
I mean, if you get some straight line winds, and again, I keep going back to this, the ground is saturated. These root systems on these trees, you get a little wind, and you got trees down. So, and then your lightning strikes. So everybody, you know, heads up for a little while. Though Gary Hurst is listening, he may want to put a tarp over them cows. They tend to get wet.
Jones Junior College, I got a message here from the radar saying that a serious storm approaching Jones Junior College, which is due south of us. Dangerous storm approaching Quitman High School. Also, Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville. We got lightning within 10 miles of the Piggly Wiggly, which would put it all in that subdivision there.
Right where you was talking about.
Yeah, West Lauderdale High School, we got lightning within 10 miles of there also. 20 miles out from the Broadmoor Chevron there at North Hill Street where Walgreens is.
Just came through there.
Yeah, 20 miles out, lightning from there. And again, this is going to be cutting right across Cyples Mills. Eddie, y'all pay attention, 23 minutes. This storm is going to be moving out of Neshoba County into Kemper County and cutting right across there where Cyples Mills is. And just to show you, there's Cyples Mills. That's where it is. That's where that point, see that fan? And the center of this storm headed right toward the Dollar General there in Preston.
I hadn't seen that.
I hadn't either.
No.
Let me check here and see what the National Weather Service is telling us.
And I promise we're reading your comments as fast as they come in, trying to stay up with. I know it look like we're chasing our tails, but that's what we're doing. There's a lot going on.
The National Weather Service is telling us that they're getting ready to issue tornado warnings for Kemper, Lauderdale, and Clark County, as we suspected.
Like we was talking about, everything's moving across.
And they're going to fire those off in a moment there. I'm making sure severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado watches. I haven't gotten any other damage whatsoever. And now again, we at this point, there, to our knowledge, everything is radar indicated. There's nothing on the ground.
Right.
We want to be very clear about that. But also at the same time, what you have to worry about, you touched on wind damage. Yeah. That's we've had before to where there was never a warning issued.
That's right.
And it would tear a barn.
And you'll have trees snapped off, and you know, folks, tornado. This is where it come through. Those straight line winds they'd be just as bad, really, as a tornado.
Yeah. Now, look. I want you to look at this, Greg. Just the amount of rain that is pouring from Heidelberg due north through downtown. Look at this rain.
Yeah,
it's
bucket
strong.
Fulls. Yes, sir, it is.
Philadelphia, right on the outskirts of town.
And again, if you're in a low-lying area, you know, we always think of flash flooding as being in the mountains and where they got the creeks running through the canyons and stuff. But we can have flash flooding here.
We got our new tornado warnings. That's what that was.
That's what that was.
You got a loud phone, Greg.
Well, I didn't know if the pizza was ready or if we had a tornado warning.
It'll wake us up. I kind of like that.
It's all right till it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Then it ain't so fun.
No, it ain't as fun.
Here's what we've got from the National Weather Service. As we said would happen, a tornado warning has been issued for Kemper County, Clark County, northeastern Neshoba County, and also Lauderdale County until 9:30. That puts us at about 57 minutes from now. At 8:31, the National Weather Service indicated a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, and it was along a line extending from Bethlehem to near Heidelberg, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. This is, and again, we want to point this out, this is radar indicated. It does not mean it is on the ground. Let's talk about some of these areas that it's going to be near. Collinsville, Meehan. Are y'all listening to us? Barnett, Pachuta, Martin. Hey, mine.
Now your phone woke up.
I didn't know it even done that, Greg. Dangerous storms that are moving through here. Marion, NAS Meridian, 0 area. 8:55, you're going to have this storm. 8:35. We got storms that are moving through there. So a lot of storms that we're watching come across here. And again, we just got new tornado warnings. We want you to seek shelter. Here's Clark County. Look at that. Right there, tornado warning
coming
for you.
right across, isn't it?
It is.
And if it's around Heidelberg moving northeast, you're in the line of fire.
Correct. 9:30 as we look at this now. And again, the line over here in Alabama, you're going to have to deal with this also.
Yeah, Demopolis, over that way, Livingston.
Yeah. Now, let's look at our locations, and let's just point out where it is absolutely flooding at this point, the worst of the worst. As we get into Winston County, let's start here. The worst of the storm has moved east of Highway 15 as we follow this into Louisville there. See that? Winston Academy is going to be east of there, 25, just east of the prison. Now, heavy rain out here at Crystal Ridge Road on Highway 14 if you're trying to make your way toward Macon, Mississippi. Boy, it's heavy there. As we get here to the Indian Mounds, it hadn't quite got there yet in that Anawaya area, but it's coming. Noxapater, it's still raining hard, but the worst of the storms have crossed over Noxapater. As we get down into Neshoba County, let's look at this. Up here at Burnside Park, you just had a huge storm blow through there. Lightning struck at 8:27 just a few moments ago. The Coliseum, the worst is past it. Right here, Greg, is some of the worst we're going to see on Highway 21 up through here on the rural route. Let's look at some of these roads here. This is County Road 514. If you live on County Road 1533, that is rough there around Highway 21. From the police station, if you were standing at it, downtown Philadelphia, there on the street corner. Right. Anything east of you toward Kemper County is bad. The better weather has passed. The worst of the weather has passed over you. Still showers out to Pearl River Resort, but the worst is gone at the police station and it's moved east. Right here at Tucker, where the school is where the eye of this storm is sitting right now. And this is going to be affecting Sandtown, Crossroads within 5 minutes. Bogachita will have the storm in 9 minutes. Linville, y'all will have this within about 15 minutes, and Preston within 15 minutes. And let's look at this updated line. As the western side of Neshoba County is out of a tornado warning, and as we were talking about east of the police station, here's the line on Highway 16 right there at County Road 482. If you draw a straight line to the county line, is where this is in Neshoba County, right through Tucker, where that storm is sitting as it moves toward Kemper County. That's that line, Greg, and all of Kemper County under a tornado warning now. Let's get into Newton and look at this line. Let's draw a straight line from Union down through Turkey Creek. Right through the parking lot of Walmart's, what we're going to call that.
The majority of it has already moved east.
Yes.
Downtown Newton. You're not out of the woods yet, but the majority of it has moved east.
Right there, Lazy Boy. That's kind of the center where the storm is, where the line is.
Esco right in there.
Same thing is east of Montrose now. Garlandville, now you're still under this tornado warning. The eye of the storm coming up on the Paulding Courthouse as we look at this. Now, what is this nasty right here? I don't like this, Greg. Let's turn this off, and this is going to be coming up through
Heidelberg.
Yeah, Jasper. It's going to be moving into Jasper. As we look at the storm, this is toting somewhere around 70 miles an hour is what we're getting there. Let's see here, tornado warning, and
yeah, they said it's getting rough in the House community. We just talked about Lake Edens. It should be a couple of miles to your west, but you should start seeing the effects here shortly.
Greg, this thing's got 70 mile an hour shear winds with it.
See, that's all it takes. It doesn't have to be a tornado. 70-mile-an-hour winds is going to be tough tonight on these trees.
And now this is just west of Laurel is where this is. This is Jones County. It's moving northeasterly, and if you'll notice, that's coming. What's that track you always talk about?
Yeah,
Clarkdale.
right up through.
Now this, on that scale of 1 to 10 of what it could become, 10 being the worst towards a tornado, this is sitting at a 7.4. 7.4 on a scale of 1 to 10, which means this could easily go from radar indicated to one that drops on the ground. And what we want you to do, let's just follow this line, Highway 84. This follows right up through here out of Jones County into Jasper County. Let me turn on locations where we can see here.
So we're still.
And this is, if it stays on, we're not out of the woods. If it stays on track.
But you still got time to
yes.
It's not right on you yet, but it's moving that way.
Like Lake Edens, it won't be at Lake Edens until about 24, 25 more minutes. If you live at Lake Edens.
Somebody just posted it's just now starting to rain really hard at Lake Edens.
That's right. So if you live in Lake Edens, we want you to seek shelter now. Anywhere here from the courthouse. You see this fan that I've got here, this darker color?
Yeah.
If you live from Heidelberg over here, taking in this area, right up to Rose Hill, you need to seek your shelter now. This is about 30 minutes to the end of this from where we are right now. But that could turn into something nasty before it's over. We don't want it to, but we want you to seek shelter as this moves out of Jones County toward here and on in here. Now let's see what this is threatening on Clark County, Lauderdale County. We've got 3 systems that are right on the line. Enterprise, you've got a storm that's going to be moving through there in the next 15 minutes. It's going to rattle some windows. It's going to dump a lot of water there. This is going to move through Graham in 26 minutes. Lost Gap, you're going to have this storm in 28 minutes. I see where Beverly's saying she's hearing sirens in Lauderdale County. I see someone saying they're hearing it, where's that? Somewhere in Lauderdale, North Hills area. All of those sirens are going off as we hear that. Let me move down so we can see I'd moved up. A lot of wind there, Jeff, saying that moving through the Chunky area.
Little Rock area. Oh, let's see.
Sirens going off in Enterprise. Wayne is good for right now. It will probably affect y'all in the next little bit. Hail in Lake Edens. Look at that, Bob. Where you been, Bob?
Well, he was hunting this afternoon. I hope he didn't get wet.
Sirens and Merritt. There's nothing worse than getting wet hunting, is it?
Lost power at Lake Edens, somebody just said. Sirens in Quitman.
Yeah, we got behind on our comments. Hail in Pachuta. Sugarlock. Let me just get down to where we are current. There's a bunch of them there. Power, we're getting a lot of reports of power out there in the Lake Edens area. Is Lauderdale County affected? Yes, we have a tornado warning. Now, it doesn't mean it's on the ground, but we are under a warning. Cuba, Alabama, asking about that. You would be next in line to get this. And we'll follow that over to that line there.
Somebody said it's super warm in Vicksburg, so apparently it's not cooling down that much behind this.
No, and that's scary. As we move here, here's the Meridian. Let's look at these locations here and show you where this stuff is headed toward Meridian. All right, as we all know, where State Boulevard Extension is, Owls, the back porch, that area right there where the Rock House is. These storms, as it moves out of Jasper County, it's going to move northeasterly and cross right there at Meehan at the Volunteer Fire Department, and then make a beeline for Highway 19 up by State Boulevard. Right across there. We have a second storm that is going to cross right here toward Dunn's Fall and move into this lower section of Lauderdale County. Now, again, I don't want anybody to misinterpret what we talk about. There has not been a storm on the ground. There has not been a tornado on the ground, but we do have warnings. We have a lot of things that are going on that could develop into a tornado. Conditions are favorable is what the National Weather Service has done. Greg, let's double check what the National Weather Service is telling us at this point. Highway 30 Vaden. We're showing tree down there.
Down there, road possibly blocked.
Yeah.
Again, if you do not have to be out, it ain't a good time to run to Walmart and get a gallon of milk.
No.
Just stay at home for just a little while. And if you got to be home, call mom and daddy and see if you can stay a little while longer. You don't need to be on the road.
Let's see here. Press releases, Duffy talking about all these different areas. Making sure we hadn't gotten somebody that is sending something that has damage is what I was up to there. And again, if you're watching, you can always throw it in the comments if you've got a picture where you are in the comments of anything that's happening near you so others can see that. Power flickering there in Stonewall. All right, let's go back here and pull back up our radar there. And that's the wrong page, isn't it there? That's where we were showing that. Let's look at radar. There we go.
It's moving on along, isn't it?
Yeah, it's making its way right on into Lauderdale and Clark counties.
It's close to the Lauderdale-Newton County line now.
All right, let's zoom in here. This is going to the Dollar General there. As we look here in Hickory, boy, it's cutting a rug. Now this has moved east of all of downtown Newton. It's really east of where the Veterans Cemetery is now.
All right.
Right here, that's where the intensity picks up at the Red Goat, and that's going to go to the county line from Dollar General. And also right along there to the county line is where the worst of the weather is in Newton County. It has now passed over Decatur. The worst, if you live in Decatur, the worst of it is east of you now. You pretty much can come out of if you live anywhere around Turkey Creek over to Decatur, you're good now. It's moved east of you, and from Decatur east to the county line is where you need to be concerned.
So they're starting to get hard rain at Meehan, Lost Gap area. Stormy in Collinsville, heavy rain in Sucalina.
That's a bunch.
So that's about where the line is.
I'm getting reports of lawn furniture blown everywhere in the Newton area.
That lawn furniture will get away from you. So will them trampolines. They usually end up down the street in somebody else's yard.
They do. All right, what do we have here? Weather, Lauderdale County, tornado warning. Ball Diamond Road getting that. All right.
Sirens going off at Lost Gap, heavy rain in Scuba. Heavy rain on 496. No power in Union.
I had to say nope on that one. Getting a lot of different videos of how heavy this rain is moving in.
Right.
All right, what we've got, and again, let me move over here. See how that is shrunk there? Again, this is going to run out at 9 o'clock. We got 14 minutes remaining on Neshoba and Newton counties. We've already got some good news as, look at here. We're out. Neshoba County, the tornado warning has dropped. That is good.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Also, Winston County, that tornado warning has been dropped. What we have, and we've had people asking about Noxubee County.
Right.
Macon area, there is a tornado warning for y'all. This goes until 9:30 also. As we get up here around Columbus Air Force Base, tornado warnings. Mississippi State, a tornado warning. And again, this is just making its way across the east side. But good news for Winston and for Noxubee, Neshoba County, out of this tornado warning. Y'all can rest easy now. It's over.
But we're getting reports now, power out around Meehan, Savoy. Enterprise said power's got some power issues. Just set tight, hang on.
Let's see what we got. We do have that, Greg. As we pull up here, let's look at what's going on with EMEPA.
Got some trees down at Enterprise.
Look at this around Louisville. We got a lot of people without power, about 900 people. Actually, it'd be more than that. It would be a little over about 1,100 people without power there in the Louisville area. As we move down, Stalo, those areas here in Neshoba County, about 300 people without power there. No, that's actually 1,894 people there without power. So that's a lot. Now, as we get into the Lauderdale County area, let's look here. This is what's moving in. This is going to be what's down here south of us here that people are talking about. Pachuta, north of you, we got 184 people here without power there. Let's close that out there. I think that map is shrunk from where it used to be there. But also, here's Stonewall, just southwest of Stonewall. We got roughly about 50 people without power there. And then as we move here to the northwest of Enterprise, this is going to be right on 59. This is County Road 371. Yeah, County Road 371 and 3711. We got roughly about 29 people there without power. And as we move up, we got a few people here near the Chunky River. Stuckey Bridge Road, about 4 without power in that area. 19 people were showing up here. We did have some reports of that. Chunky without power there. Now, let's also look here. And let me find Mississippi Power. Update this with Mississippi Power, see what we've got here. Nothing major going on with Mississippi Power as we look at this. We got a few folks up here. This is going to be about 11 people without power there just off of North Hill Street. And we're going to have about 15 people there without power in that area. And these other counties, as we get into this, as you'll see here, this is just massive power outages in these areas here. Philadelphia, look at this, 1,360 people in one swipe in one place there without power.
That sounds like maybe a substation.
Look at Sebastopol. They ain't even a candle burning up there, is it?
No.
And this is what we were talking about earlier, is on Walnut Grove, 800 people without power. Ebenezer, about 300 people. Redwater. And the further you get over near Brandon, more power outages in those areas. Also, Greg, let's see here.
Well, it sounds like it's coming down here now.
Yeah, let's go back to radar. I don't want it to sneak up on us here as we cover this. All right, several things happening in Clark County. Let's look at Clark County and we'll work our way up. Here's what we got: Stonewall area, Pachuta. Let's start on this bottom storm and show where the direction it's headed. Barry White, you be ready. It's going to rattle your windows.
Put Harold in the barn.
Somebody put him up quick. Roy is going to be there in about 21 minutes. It'll reach Stonewall within 14 minutes. Bassick City around 23 minutes from now. And then the Sable area within 24 minutes. That's this storm right here. Now, again, if I ain't mistaken, that's going to move right up there toward the Clarkdale area, right through the Mathis Peach Stands, Clarkdale Superette. As you'll notice here, all of these are moving that direction, almost like we always say, these storms travel that area. Right there, you see that second leg? It'll be at Stonewall within 6 minutes, Bassick in 15, Sable in 18 minutes, Wolf Springs in 25, and they'll reach zero within 27 minutes is what we're expecting on that. We have another storm that is now into Lauderdale County. And let's look at this. Here's Stuckey's Bridge. Here's Dunn's Fall. It's sitting right on I-59 and will be in the city limits of Meridian within 15 minutes, and then be over in Marion, over there with Chief Davis and all those good folks there, in about 23 minutes. Let's back out and take a look here. Now, again, this is where your place sits. This is Clarkdale, where all of these storms seem to always go through no matter what.
Same path, seems like.
As this crosses into Lauderdale County, this is just going to go barely east as it follows 59, and it's going to come right there at the split, just east of where the prison is. It will cross Highway 19 right through the parking lot of Walmart, cross North Hill Street, and then make its way right on out Highway 39. Here's Hughes Telephone Company. You remember where that was? It's going to follow 39. Here's NAS Meridian up that direction. It goes across. Look at the rain. If you're trying to travel Highway 494 out toward the tractor place, if you're headed toward Freeman Tractor for any reason, there's Cicalina Duffy Volunteer Fire Department. Look at that rain there at Duffy.
It's coming down out there around Purdue and Duffy, Little Rock.
So this tells us pretty soon you will not be able to see the Piggly Wiggly. You won't be able to look up and see Lake Ross Collins for the rain that is moving in.
Stay put. if you don't get on the road right now.
All right, we still have at this point, let's go over our warnings that we have. What's this going on at Mississippi State?
I had seen a comment a few minutes ago about a possible tornado in Starkville.
Well, if you'll see there, that's throwing off about 60-mile-an-hour winds. It's 1 mile wide. Now, it's low on the scale, but there's shear winds involved with that. And those shear winds are in the air. And all it takes is just a dip to make damage there, Greg.
Said it was pretty rough at Kemper Lake.
That's going to put that at 12, the intersection of 12 and 82. If you're there, East Garrett, Girard Road, Pat Station Road, right there. Look at that. That's a 1 mile wide area making its way to the intersection of 12 and 82, just due north of Mississippi State. And again, that tornado warning goes until 9:30. So we got 36 minutes remaining on that. Out of Sugarlock, just north of there, this is going to be Noxubee County. There is a tornado warning until 9:30 for y'all also. Out here is where the Lake Forest Ranch are for the kids. This is going to be cutting across and headed toward Columbus. Crawford. How many times have we been through Crawford? Tons. It'll be there in 8 minutes there in Crawford.
That's the home of the famous football player, ain't it?
It sure is.
I can't think of his name right now, but I know it.
But you're right.
Up.
Sure is. And that's right past you after we stop and eat there with the Mennonites that have those great cakes.
Oh, gosh. Them donut holes.
It's hard to beat, isn't it? Great food there. Now, let's look at Kemper County as we move into here. If you're living anywhere around Preston, a 3-4 mile wide area from Preston, Mississippi, around the Dollar General, it is flooding back over to Cypress Mills. Look at here in Linville. Man, it's pouring. Even as we get down 495, Highway 493, and we follow them past the airstrip and we make it to 16, all this area right there where the community swimming pool is around Cleveland. Look at that. And this is going to stretch down over here to Damascus Fire Department. Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice is a famous football player.
That's it. Let's see here. Stonewall, we're getting reports of power out in Stonewall.
Weather's picking up at Clarkdale at Valley Road.
And we have a tree down on Highway 11 near Pachuta. I don't know if we've mentioned that before. Let's see what else we've got.
Sirens going off at Russell.
Todd Kemp sent you a message if you want to read that.
He did?
Yeah.
I must go to my mailbox. Nope, I don't have no service in here. It ain't coming through. I'm sorry if you're trying to send me a message.
we got to get you hooked up on the...
Odie's not here to do my IT work, so...
Okay, we also have a tree on a house on Old Mill Creek Road in Enterprise.
Okay.
You familiar with that?
Yes, pretty close to it.
Yeah. And this, as we move down this, and if you'll look here, this is what's...
Yeah, it's rolling on through now.
Yeah.
The majority of Newton County is in the clear.
All right, let's talk about...
It's probably still raining, but the majority of the bad weather is out of Newton County.
It is. As we want to talk about this just north of Quitman. Yeah, hook him up with his Wi-Fi. Hand her your phone. She's going to hook you up.
My messages ain't going through.
Y'all look at this. This is here at the split of 513 and 45. We have 58-mile-an-hour shear winds that are moving up 45. Let's look at this closer here. Here's Quitman Junior High School as you move out 145. Here is North Jackson Avenue, and what is this street right here? It's going to be a no-name street. This is 145, just shy of County Road 141. Look at these winds that are there. We want y'all to take that very seriously. Those can be dangerous. That's just due north of there. Storm here. And again, as we got those reports.
Thank you, dear.
Okay. I just got a message. Our friends in Alabama, you now have a severe thunderstorm warning for the University of West Alabama. That's going to be over in Sumter in these areas there. And we'll pull that up in just a second. Look at that. Up in here is where we were getting those reports of a tree on a house.
What else? We got Cook Road, heavy rain and wind, Sokolina, Obadiah, starting to see it. Hello to my little dear Abby Hutchison. She's so sweet. She's the one that come up. We got to go to Greg's.
That's
She's
sweet of her.
watching. Wind at Marion. A lot of people talking about the sirens going off. And again, I want to tell you, just because if we don't have a tornado, that doesn't mean you're not going to have bad weather. These straight line winds, and apparently this line of storms is packing some wind.
It is.
Again, you can still have tree damage, still have trees down, can still lose power.
As we look at this, anywhere from Enterprise Stonewall, it's rough in these areas here as we follow this.
It's starting to get into Meridian. I see where it says power's out on Grandview and Meridian. Right on top of Meehan right now, they're saying. No power in Quitman.
All right, Greg, one of these storms is going to reach downtown area within 14 minutes. It's right there at the Clark line as it moves out of Clark County and up in northward here. Look at these locations if you live in this area here. This is going to cross as it moves just east of where Plant Sweat is. Your place out here, Evangel Temple.
Right.
And it cuts right across 22nd Avenue, SMI, by where the Children's Museum is, and will cross in between the Coca-Cola plant and to where EMEPA is. What is that, Old Marion Road?
Old Marion Road.
Right through there. If you live on Old Marion Road, any of those apartments, y'all be ready for some severe weather moving your way as well as we see that. A second line that is moving here right at Clarko State Park. This is going to be in Meridian within 28 minutes as it moves out of Clark County. And we're still watching this system right here with the shear winds due north of Quitman, Old Highway 45. Here's Main 45, and this is Old Highway 45 as you're going back to the main road to go up. There we go.
Got a report of some power out around Mathis Peaches. Brother Doug Goodman said it's pretty rough at his house right now. Maybe 40, 50 mile an hour gusts.
Ooh. That's a bunch.
That's pretty potent with the ground saturated like it is.
All right, let's look at these power outages around Meridian at this point. Back that out. We're showing here in the Marion area around 400. This is the bigger picture, and we'll move in on it. We've got roughly 300 in Clark County and about, say, 420, 460, 430 people roughly around Lauderdale County that's without it. And we show that right here in the Nellyburg area. Look at this. This is going to take in State Boulevard Extension. Look at all this without power. And this will go over to Chandler Road, there where the country store is, and go northward right up to where the road splits, where you go to Windsor Road or go down toward Allen's Swamp Road. Right there at that hill. If you live in there, you ain't got any power.
We're getting power out at Timber Cove.
A bunch of people here. East of Enterprise there, 33 people. As we move back in here, this is going to be on 494, I believe. We got some people here. And that's Timber Cove, isn't it, that area there? Cicalina Road, right up in there. About 7 people in that area without power. And again, these things are updating as quickly as they can. North of Collinsville, we got about 6 people without power. Now let's go over and take another look at Mississippi Power. Let's look at the state altogether of what we've got. We have 100,000 people in Mississippi without power now. That's a bunch. As we look,
it's going to increase.
It is.
I mean, it's going to increase in the next 30 minutes.
So y'all be prepared for that. Let's go back to radar.
Mr. Larry said it was pretty rough on County Road 350.
Ooh, boy. All right, here we go. Let's go back to radar and pull this up. And again, if you're without power, you have road anything blocking the road. Greg, we just got this in. Let me show this. Let me update this of a roadblock right here. This is going to be Sharp Road. Tree down across that. You cannot cross that.
That's going to be a mess.
That's Causeyville Road there, and this is Sharp Road. I got them confused. That both of those, there is no crossing that. And with that being said, I am almost 100% sure that we've got other areas that we just haven't gotten in here yet, reported yet.
My phone's steadily blowing up. I appreciate y'all giving me updates. I'm getting it just as quick as I can. It's kind of new to me. This is a little different than the Friday show.
It is.
And I don't have Julia pinching
helping
me and kicking me. Yeah.
She sent in a couple of messages. She's watching.
Did she fly back in?
She hadn't quite flown in. She wants to see your family, she said. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, great.
Let's look at Clark County. We still got those shear winds, Greg. Right here again, I want to take this very serious. This is Old Highway 45. Right along in there, we've seen a heavy shear winds right in here between Quitman and Old 45 and reaching 45. Y'all be careful in that area. Seek shelter in there. That tornado warning still under effect. East of Enterprise from Stonewall due north. Look at that rain that we've got there. Now, here's the Piggly Wiggly. Let's just look where we've got here. Here's Highway 513 if you live on County Road 166, 167 in these areas east of there, crossing over where Zion Chapel Cemetery is. That's going to be near County Road 341, I believe. Yeah, County Road 341, east of Enterprise, coming up on Highway 11. Now, right there, look at this storm that is right close to where Mathis Peaches is. It's moving to the northeast, and as you can see, this is going to go toward the southeast area out by the Girl Scouts. It's going to be at 0 within 12 minutes, make it to Vimville in 19 minutes, and be at Bonita in 20 minutes, and Russell within a half an hour, and then from Russell right on into Marion, this storm that's crossing from right here around the Clarkdale area. So y'all be ready if you live in the Clarkdale area, anywhere around the school. It's fixing to flood.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be bad there for a few moments.
They already got some power outages down that way. Probably got some trees down. And if you have to be out for whatever reason you deem necessary, drive slow. You go around a curb, liable to be a tree in the road. A fence down, cows liable to be in the road. Anything.
That's correct.
Just please, first of all, if you ain't got to go somewhere, don't.
As I was looking at the map, Greg, if you were sitting on your front porch, you would not be able to see the Clarkdale Water Association. It's raining that hard.
Man.
And I know you wanted to see them.
Yeah. I'm glad I took my flags down and my banners, because they'd probably be around 0 by
yes,
now.
it would. A lot of wind. Look at this rain that we've got down 59. Now, here's the split coming in Meridian. Here's the prison as we go due south of there. We look here. This is O'Neill Lake. This is going to be Paulding Road. Look at that rain there. And this follows down and stretches across 59.
Please be careful in that area. I'm sorry. People reckon that split on a sunny day. So you can only imagine what the interstate's like right now. Please be careful.
Look at this. We can give the all clear. Anybody in Newton that's watching, let's turn this off and let y'all see this. And let me turn the radar off for just a moment. This is the difference of where we're at. It's just barely on the eastern side of Lauderdale County now. This straight line from West Point due south down to Wayne County is what we're watching that is concerned. And so far, we've got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tornadoes that are confirmed that have touched down in the state of Mississippi. Now, I'm sure that we've got debris in our area at this point. Still, to our knowledge, there has not been anything that is touched down
That's
other than some
confirmed.
trees.
That's right.
And that could be from wind damage, and most likely is. All right, let's look here north in northern Lauderdale County. This is going to be headed directly toward the Cowboy Church Townsend area out of Lauderdale County into Kemper County. This is going to be affecting Cullum, Porterville in 18 minutes. Do you live around the Chicken Shack, anywhere around there in Porterville? And it will make its way into Scuba by Cavalli here within, let's see, Succonachi within 21 minutes, Electric Mills, and Scuba within a half an hour. So it's not raining in Scuba yet, but in half an hour it's going to be raining very hard. If you'll notice this area back over here, it's getting better. Look at this as you get right up here to Highway 493 up north of the coal plant. It's breaking up, getting better there. The worst of what we're watching right now is going to be this southern, right here at this Lauderdale County line from the city limits of Meridian. Look at that. And boy, when you get right here around Oak Tibby,
Yeah.
it's pouring. Here's 493. Here's 39.
Check out Wahalik and Sugarlock. Somebody wanted to update from up that way.
All right, right here. Here's Scuba. This is going to be the intersection here. We have storms that are going to be crossing. And again, this is going to be near Presley Bottom.
Hadn't really got there yet.
It hasn't. And let me show you where Wahalik is so everybody know. Right here is the Baptist church. Sits right there at the railroad tracks. Now, it's a shower where the old pulpwood yard used to be there.
Right.
We all remember that. It had an old hunting camp right there across from it for years. But at the Baptist church, there's rain. But this is going to cross, and again, this will go right across Presley Bottom. Right through there, move northeasterly across toward Bentonville is what we're expecting. This is going to, and for the folks that know scuba well, and I guess, I'm going to have to change names, Greg. I hate it when I have to update, but I was going to say where the old dump used to be. Well, that is now about where the new horse riding arena is in scuba there at the junior college. And, of course, where the pond used to be, where the new football stadium is. That's going to cross right along in there and then cross Highway 45 as we look at this. Still raining heavy in downtown DeKalb, and this is going to put you right over at Sukanachi Hill as you come down here. This from the split from Highway 397 over to Sukanachi Hill. Heavy rain. Starting to break up now around out by Cypress Mills. As we look right here, look at the lake. Kemper Lake, it's getting better, but still over there at Spring Hill Volunteer Fire Department, it's flooding. So caution in those areas. Highway 39, Highway 21, if you use any of those in Kemper County, it's 2-lane, you can't see.
That's right. That is exactly right. We're getting reports, power out and energy. Said Conahatta, the power was back on. Like I said, most of the Newton County and for the most part Jasper County, y'all are kind of in the clear now.
Yeah, all those warnings are gone.
But now it's right down the middle of Lauderdale, Clark, Kemper, all the way up into Knoxville, about middle ways of the county, still moving around 25 miles an hour. Yeah,
we'll look at that in a second. Look at this is a shining light maybe. As we look across the state line, they have not issued any tornado warnings, but they did put some severe thunderstorm warnings, which leads us to believe maybe it's going to hold out as it crosses the state line and just decrease to thunderstorm warnings. Look at that. Extending from near Crawford, as we've got that, to near Meridian. Pickens, Greene, and Sumter County, you have a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15.
Randy Rawson says got no power in Causeville.
Woo! As we look here, all right, let me see what the National Weather Service is saying again, Greg. Let me go back here.
Somebody said Collinsville looked like the worst and that's correct. According to what we're seeing on the radar, the worst is over for Collinsville.
We're getting thunderstorm wind damage right around the Jackson Airport. They're reporting damage in that area. Georgetown, Copiah County. We're getting reports there may have been a tornado there. Okay. Tornado warnings, nothing serious there. Tibahaw County, tree down on Highway 389 near Starkville. If you remember, we were looking at that. Power outages around central Starkville due to power lines down. So Starkville has taken several hits there with the wind tonight. So that's what we have going on there. Let's go back to radar now. Let me pull this up over here and show you what we've got as we go back to radar. This stuff, if you were to, here we are.
What are you talking about west of me?
Right there, Highway 514. This is going to be right below Mathis Peaches. This is the worst, Highway 45, moving up by Mathis Peaches. Look at this area here. Right up through there, Highway 145. Let me show you right there. There's Mathis Peaches. This is 514. You can't hardly see Terry. I'm sure that in that area there, all around the Clarkdale Superette. And then this is due north here. Look here as we get into the Meridian area, 145. Tons and tons of rain. Valley Road right here. All right, let's look here what we got. Southeast, y'all be prepared. We got rain and thunderstorms moving toward you as these lines move out of Clark into Lauderdale, move that way. Vinville, you'll have the storm in about 10 minutes. Toom-Suba, you'll have the storm in about 21 minutes, and then make it to Kewanee within about 25 minutes. There's your line, how it will cut across right through there. Here is out by Charlie's, Southeast High School, and we'll split and go just east of Toom-Suba, and that's going to be right there at the Simmons Wright store where that storm is headed. Now we've got another line that's sitting here, and it almost follows the same route. This is going to be in Vinville within 8 minutes, Tumsuba within 20 minutes, and then make it to Lauderdale within about a half an hour up to Rouse House. All right, we got something new here. Let me get that pulled up.
You got the one on Shark Road?
Have I got, what's that now?
Tree down on Shark Road?
Yes, we got that one.
Okay.
Where, what?
I got it. She come in and hooked up my telephone, so pick.
All right, let me look at something. I'm getting reports of some major damage, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where this is. Adams County. All right, let me go back here. This, and again, this is how sometimes with these storms, how things move slow. Greg, we're getting major damage reported around Natchez, Mississippi now. Adams
Didn't we
County.
have landfall down there with 3 or 4?
It was just to the east of there. The best I remember, we've got a home that has been destroyed. We have 2 survivors and 1 person missing. And again, this is going to be around Natchez. Let me show you where this is. Let me turn this off. This is Natchez right here. And this could be here. This was east of there. So we're getting this in this area now of a home destroyed, 2 survivors and 1 person missing. That's scary. As we look here, 3, 6, 7 confirmed tornadoes across the state so far. Now let's look at this, of where the shear wind is coming here. Here is Wayne County. We have a tornado warning for Wayne County until 9:30. We got some shear winds that have moved into Wayne County, moving northward there at about 58 miles an hour. Small area.
This thing's not weakening very much or very quick, is it?
Not quickly, it has not. And as we see that all of this, see how it's moving toward Bama, and we're waiting to see what's going to happen. Will Mobile issue severe thunderstorm warnings for them?
Yeah, because Demopolis, Livingston, York, I mean, it's headed your way. I don't want to scare you, but on the other hand, I do. Y'all need to be prepared.
Yes, without a doubt. As you cross that Kemper County line, let's talk about this. If you live 2 Mile Bottom, Edendale, that area is going to be there in about 11 minutes. It'll reach there at 9:25. It'll reach Mama Chick's up at the Chicken Shack there at Porterville within about 14 minutes. Socanoche and 18, Sledge and ML, Alabama, in about 28 minutes.
I just got possible rotation near the Navy base, but it is not on the ground. Repeat, not on the ground, in the air rotation.
All right, let's look at what we've got here. They've moved this line, and that's what you're getting right there. Mm-hmm. That storm right there. Right there. That is moving into Kemper County, what I was just talking about there. This is passing over right there. So heads up if you live on NAS, Stennis Road, those areas there on the Kemper County line. Look at that. It's pouring there. And again, that's going to be headed toward Portable area and Bennsville, Scuba area. It's going to cut right across there, right around Eddie Owl's house. And then, of course, out here as we get into this area around the Neville Mansion. Linda Jane, be listening to me. You need to pay attention there east of Scuba. And again, this rotation that we're picking up here, and it is not, as Greg, you said, not on the ground.
That's right. Luke Wimberly just let me know that it's calmed down his way. He lives down there south of 514 behind Mr. Cotton. Said it's calmed down. The worst seems to be over that way.
We've got several systems here on this east side, and let me show you how this tornado warning is shrunk. Let's turn off radar for just a second, and high resolution is off. Look where this line has moved now. This is right through DeKalb. You come down through just east of the intersection there at Marion, and then right out of the county. Let me show you that, of where this falls. This comes, here's Northeast High School. It's going to be east of you. We still have NAS Meridian, where we've been watching that rotation right there east of there all the way to the county line, still under a tornado warning. Right there, we're watching this head toward Tumsuba. You're going to have this storm within 13 minutes, Lauderdale within 22 minutes, and then right there, that's going to be the golf course. Lakeview is where it cuts through due south into Clark County. Still Carmichael, Manassas area. We have also right out here at Shiloh still under this tornado warning. And this will expire, if I'm not mistaken, at roughly 9:30 is what we've got.
All right, we got report of some trees down. Got one 19 north, close to Isles Garden and Gift. Got one on 494.
A light pole near the fire station is down.
Which fire station?
They didn't say. And then there's a tree down on Pine Springs Road.
Tree down on Pine Springs Road.
Okay, so that may
Send you a
be...
messenger. I sent you a message. Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see
If
that.
anyone else sends messenger, I'll send them to y'all.
Okay, thank you. So we're getting more reports of damage. So please, again, if you're out in this, please be careful. Keep our responders in your thoughts and prayers. Power outage near the family fish camp.
Yeah, that's out. Let's see what else we got here.
Said County Road 350, it had kind of calmed down that way. Hadn't got any report of any damage out that way.
All right, we're getting reports in Clark County, and we might need to check with Anthony on some of this. Reports of a tree on a house on Old Mill Creek Road in Enterprise. That's what we're getting there. Also, a tree across a house on Long Boulevard. We had some winds, and we don't know what they're going to determine on this. County Road 320 and 513. You remember us looking at that on the map there? We had some possible rotation in that area in Clark County as we look at that. Now, we've got several trees and damage down, and all of this will be added up. Let me send Anthony a text and see if he can tell us.
Give us an update of what's happening in Enterprise. Well, like I say, on County Road 350, they say the worst is over with. It's moved on. Marion said it's calming down around that area. Real strong wind and rain at Dalewood. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
We're looking at the radar, and it ought to be pretty much on top of you at Dalewood at this time.
That storm right there is getting ready to cross. Let me move this over where you can see that, Greg. Right there, that's sitting right on top of Dalewood. Yeah. So be careful with that. We're looking at this storm, 50% chance of there being hail with it. Let's look at what we've got left here of these winds. Let's go back in here and take a look at the severe winds that we have on this damaging wind path. And it stretches over to Tumsuba. This is the east side of this. Scuba getting some wind almost to the state line through there. Nothing's crossed over yet, but that eastern side and all this is passed over equipment. Let's check for hail. The hail, we've had a little bit around Stonewall and Enterprise. Y'all look at this. Clark County had a lot more hail than Lauderdale did. Look up here's where we got this. And
that's our hail damage?
Yeah, that's where we've had some hail drop down a little bit across Lauderdale and Kemper there. So we're showing signs this is starting to calm down a little bit. Let me turn that off where we can see our normal stuff there. And again, we got still a lot of rain here, this line. Look at this, y'all. And again, this goes up here to Macon, Brooksville area, on down to Scuba. And again, the line in Kemper County, DeKalb back east to the state line is where the tornado warning is right now. You come down, you follow a straight line through there and cut it through Marion, east to the Bama state line. You get to Clark County, and you're going to cut this. Let me see where that would be. Middleton, straight through Middleton, all the way to the county line to the state line. And then we got this little area right on. Look at the Waynesboro. Y'all better heads up. We've got a tornado warning for Waynesboro that will run until 9:30. But look at that.
That looks like the widest area that we've seen of the heavy stuff. And I believe that's moving northeast or northeast-north.
81-mile-an-hour shear winds with that.
Oh, yeah.
And here's one that's just outside of it. One's 58, and we got one that's 80. So if you're in this area, Highway 84, anywhere around Waynesboro, seek shelter.
How fast is this moving now? Still around 25 miles?
Yeah, roughly around 25. My heavens! All right, let me check here and see if the National Weather Service has given us anything new.
I've not received anything lately. Of course, you'd have known it by my phone.
It tends to
It'll wake
jump
you
out.
up.
It does. It does. We haven't gotten anything new out of Jackson from the National Weather Service. Maybe they haven't gotten the information, or they're still gathering information. Report of numerous trees, Bassville. And this is going to be
Bassfield. That's where all those pretty pecan orchards are,
Yeah.
I think.
They've got trees down there. Tree on a car between Carson and Prentice. No injuries. That's good. Nothing big there. We've had plenty of trees being mentioned being down in the Chunky area.
So again, just hang tight. I mean, it'll be over with, we hope, shortly. It's about a little over halfway through Lauderdale County, moving toward the Alabama line. But again, heads up to all our friends in Demopolis, Livingston, over that area.
We've gotten an accident on Espy Road near King Road. That's just
pretty close.
Yeah, no injuries, but the car is in the road.
Okay.
So keep that in mind as you're going through there. Jennifer, we appreciate you sending us that picture. That was nice of you there. Power lines down across both sides of Highway 39 near Alliance Health.
Yeah.
Appreciate you letting us know about
It
that.
was getting rough at Tumsuba. That's what the radar is showing. It ought to be about on top of you. So again, we're not out of the woods, but
No, we're not. All right, let's see if we've gotten any pictures that have been uploaded that I'm not aware of. It could have. Now we still got the same stuff. We got some folks watching it. Yeah, that's pretty cute there. We appreciate them, and nothing like getting to your safe space. We appreciate
that'll bring
that.
a family together.
It sure does. All right, let's go back to radar. Man, look at this. What's going on here, Greg, in Wayne County? This is beyond. If you're in Waynesboro, seek shelter now. It's going to be there within 11 minutes on top of you. Anywhere around Waynesboro, this is a serious storm. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. Look at this. We've got 4 different areas of sheer wind, 60, 70.
And again, look at how wide that is compared to when it went through Clark and Lauderdale. You know, it was like a narrow band. That's half the county.
Yeah, look at that. It is a ton of wind fooling with that. Now, as we look here in Clark County, as you'll notice there, it's breaking up.
Yeah.
Lauderdale County, it is. We're showing signs. Look at the difference in the colors here. We're starting to see this move toward that state line. We have roughly 5 minutes, Greg, left on the tornado warning. So far, they have not moved, and I'm beginning to think maybe they're not going to issue these for our friends in Alabama. Let's just look here at Alabama, what we got going on. Not a lot of rain at this time. It's going to flood on y'all here in just a minute. But right now, York, Alabama, we've got a thunderstorm warning until 10:15. Utah, these areas here. Pickens,
someone
Green,
just
and
asked about Zero. I believe Zero's about out of the woods for
Yes,
now.
yeah, Zero is good. Here's what we're looking at that's still getting rain in Lauderdale County. Anywhere out in the southeast area, if you're down in Causeyville, out by Ricky Bobby's house, if you're out playing in the mud on the racetrack with everyone there tonight, Rodney.
You can probably brim fish out there about now.
You could. The Boy Scouts there at Camp Bonacci getting a lot of rain. This intersection there where the red light is by the Dollar General there at Southeast, it's rough there.
Charlie just said on George Minor Road, no electricity, and it's pretty rough out at his place.
Starting at Russell Christian Academy. That's kind of the line. It's crossing Russell Christian Academy. That's where the good guys took down the bad guys. Did you see that today?
I did see that right there at the store.
Yeah, if y'all bump into a Mississippi Highway Patrol, they've done a great thing today. They took a murder suspect into custody without incident there at the country store in Russell.
And they were paying attention. They put out a bolo on a tag number, and bada bing, bada boom. They seen it, caught them, book them, Dano.
And that was coming out of South Carolina. He'd made it from South Carolina till he made it to Mississippi. I'm a
Oh, my old buddy Doug Jernigan said they good at 0.
Is it Sheriff Chancellor said pass along?
Yeah, pass along. Please stay off the road. I want to say that again. I started off saying that earlier. If you do not have to be out and about, please don't get out on the road. Sheriff Chancellor is encouraging everyone to please stay put. Let them get out, assess the damage if there is damage, and they're trying to make sure we see where trees are down, because you got some rural areas. And the only way you're going to find one is to pull up on it. And they're out looking to try to get the roads cleared. So y'all please be careful. Stay at home.
Anthony's telling us in the city of Quitman, a lot of trees are down right now within the city of Quitman. And at Bailey Avenue, also Sanderson Street, we're getting some trees down in those areas. I don't think we have Dogwood. Dogwood has some. We don't have a central thing to where everything are planted. This is just scattered all across Clark County. Right. Heavy winds.
Again, like we were talking about, the ground saturated, and those straight line winds came through, and it got to knocking over trees. But if you don't have to be out, stay at home.
And Anthony said to pass along that most of the power is out in Clark County, throughout the county. There's a few areas that does have power, but for the vast majority of Clark County, without power. All right, Anthony, keep us updated. Quitman North, no power.
Yeah, I believe all the way to Mathis Peaches.
Yeah. All right, we'll check back with you, and I appreciate it, brother. Again, that's Sheriff Anthony Chancellor updating us of what's going on in Clark County.
And he's out working, getting it done.
He is. Let's look back at this, Greg. Let me pull up here and let's look at a few of this of what's happening, of what we know in Clark County here. And woof,
buddy.
Yes, sir. Let's get into this. Let me move this up and let's just move into what we've got here. 400 people here without power. That's in between. That's on Highway 11. Up to Enterprise, another 50 there. Downtown Quitman here, just east of there, about 90 people without power there. And again, all of this, look at this section here without power. We're looking at, 1,400 people without power there, another 300 here without power. And Anthony's pretty much right on that. Now, let's get into Lauderdale County. We got a bunch here without power. As we get over here to Nellyburg, we got a swath of about 600 people here without power on the Nellyburg area. And that's going to be State Boulevard area there. Let's move over here and look at what we've got. Near NAS Meridian, look at the power out in that area. 200-300 people there without power.
And again, keep these linemen, these people in your thoughts and prayers, because I can assure you they're headed to work.
Yes, sir. As we get up here, look at this. Louisville still without a bunch of power.
And Scotty Ray, that's why it's so important that if people don't have to be out, stay off the road, because these guys are going to be crossways of the road. They're going to be trying to get your power back on. And I promise you, they want your power on just as bad as you do, because they don't get to go home and get dry.
That's right. They've got to keep working. Let's look here what we've got around North Hill Street. We got power out right here. This is going to put us at right here where the gas and go is. We got some power out in that area. Right over here just off of State Boulevard, we've got about 18 without power. And this is going to be on 37th Street. Davidson Road, 37th Street, right along in there. And this is on the Mississippi Power. This is getting up to about 100. Who do we got here? About 500 people here without power. This is going to be on Highway 39. Look at this here. 48th Court, Meridian Plastic Surgery, these areas right along in there without power. 48th. This right up to where you would get to where North Hill Street is without power. Several sections here right off of North Hill Street without power. 60 people in this subdivision here. That looks to be 13th Avenue, Hillview Drive. More power there. All All right.
Tumsuba says it's starting to calm down out that way. That's good to hear. I believe it's moving over into Alabama now.
All right, what we're going to check and see is what did they do? Is everything canceled or not? Let's and we call that right. Here we go. All these tornado warnings are now canceled. We've got one in Alabama up here that we'll look at in just a second. We got heavy rain, and they're only giving thunderstorm warnings for Alabama now. That's good. We got one tornado warning. I didn't pull it up where everybody could see, did I? Here we go. That's the line. All the warnings are out except here. Let's move up here and look at this. Vernon, Alabama. Sulligent, this area right here. Here's Caledonia, Aberdeen. Right there is what we're looking at.
Somebody asked about Amory.
Amory, we're near Amory, right there. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning, and let me tell you how long that's going to last. Amory will be under till 10 o'clock a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, it's heavy rain all around Amory right there. If you'll see there, Hatley, those areas there. But the worst is gone. You've got a storm that's moved right over the top of it, and it's moving toward Fulton and toward Tretmont, and it'll be there in about 17 minutes. So Amory looking good. This is the concern that moved out of Columbus, moved northeasterly, and Beaverton area. This up in here, Sulligent, y'all need to pay attention and seek your shelter. That's going to be until 10 p.m., another 27 minutes remaining on that tornado warning there, Greg. Yeah. Now, what we're focusing on now, as you brought it up as I was talking to Anthony there, of not going out because we don't know the damage at this point.
That's right. And also, power's going to come and go over the next couple of hours. Sometimes they have to cut off a trunk line or a main line to get other power back on. Be patient with them. Again, like I said before, I promise you they want your power on just as bad as you do. They're working on it.
I just got a message from Shirley Buckley. She got in her tub to ride out this, and she's not real sure she can get out on her own. Do you want to run over and see if you can pull her out?
Well, Bo Cephas, I think, was trying to get under the couch, and he weighs 90 pounds, and I don't think he fit.
You want to hold that up where everybody? Let me turn this around, Greg, to where people could show your dog toward that camera right up to that top one.
Yeah, he's kind of scared, but he's had a Benadryl. He should rest well.
You know, and it is, your pets do get scared by these storms.
He can't stand thunder. I mean, and that dog knows.
He can sense it.
It's like, I think Sheriff Kemp was talking about the barometric pressure, how different it was. Animal can sense that. I mean, that dog knows when it's going to thunder long before it thunders.
All right, let's go to Old 8th Street Road and Whippoorwill Road. Look at this, Greg. Look at this tree that's down. Power lines. Yeah, that's impassable. Top of that tree gone.
That's right. And again, people, this is what you run into. You go around a curve on a 2-lane road, and you're going to be on top of it before you realize it. So again, if you don't have to be out, don't go out. Please be safe.
All right, we're getting reports also here. Russell Utilities, they're having some water issues. They have men on site. They're working on that, and it could be till morning until all that's fixed. And see.
Buck Roberts said all was good on the Roberts Hill. That's good to hear. I'm glad he's all right.
All right, yeah, and again, we're getting more reports of those power lines down on Highway 39 near Alliance.
Right.
And let's see if we can get Odie to answer us of anything else going on.
A lot of information coming in. I promise you we're sorting through it as fast as we can. We've got a lot of messages. Phones is going off. We getting text messages, telephone calls. And I mean, it's coming one of them gully washers at Tumsuba, it looks like.
Yes, sir, it was. All right, let's see what else we got here. Severe thunderstorm. Let's see what here. Dangerous storm approaching the University of Southern Mississippi, which is south of us. And let's see here.
Daniel Johnson said everything is good and zero. I'm glad to hear that. You know, after a lot of us still remember the tornadoes of, I believe it was 91, 92.
Yes, sir.
you kind of, if I had hair, it'd stand up when the weather gets bad.
It would.
I remember that night like it was yesterday.
You're familiar with in Quitman, Anderson Street, Bailey Avenue, completely blocked by trees.
That's right. Again, so if you don't have to get out, I know y'all tired of me saying that. You don't need nothing from the Waffle House right now. Just relax.
All right, you remember us talking about, let me pull the radar back up. I just got this from Odie. You remember us talking about this storm up here by NAS Meridian, the sheer winds that were moving across here, moving into Kemper County. It looks as though there is damage at NAS Meridian. What I mean by that is trees. I don't think it's anything bigger than that, but we are possibly getting some reports of that. Odie said across the Lauderdale County area, the only thing that they have received there at the office is tree damage. They have not gotten anything that was a tornado, but high winds causing trees to fall. If we're looking at everything right, and Greg, you can put this as the best I can too. This is going to be another one of those blessings to where.
Amen. We dodged a bullet. The good Lord had His hand upon us, and this could have been, not that it ain't bad, and I know if you're sitting out there in the dark, you're thinking, well, it's pretty bad, but I'm telling you, it could have been a lot worse. The good Lord had His hand on us, and be thankful. But like I think I mentioned this Friday on the show, throughout history, we have normally had a batch of bad weather. And I go back, I always write stuff down, usually about the first week in December.
Yes.
You remember I think tornado hit Dalewood one year about the first week in December. To me, everything's running 3 or 4 weeks later this year. The leaves falling off the trees, everything. So maybe we got our bad batch of weather. Now, unless I'm wrong, which my wife says I am every now and then, normally after this bad batch of weather, it gets cold. It gets good and cold, as Mama used to say. So just maybe I'm right. We may have some cold weather coming.
Now we're not out of the woods down here in Wayne County. Look at this right here. Now this is the storm that we're watching, and Millery, Alabama, Silas, Alabama, and Wayne County still under this tornado warning here. And this is something concerning. It's 81 mile an hour winds with this tornado as it tracks across Waynesboro here. Y'all watch this sitting right on top of Highway 45. Look at that.
I just got a report. 2 trees blocking one lane of Highway 514. 1 tree halfway across the road on County Road 350 south of 514. So if Anthony's listening, they may want to check that out.
Yeah, and of course I would think that most of the volunteer fire departments go assist with this in most cases.
And it's a job, because you think about it, they've got to ride every road in the county and check for trees. And I mean, it'll take a little while, but it'll get done.
Haley, we appreciate you. Haley Jackson, we appreciate you watching us. Letting us inform you of where the weather is. Look here, Livingston looks better. Now, y'all see this, you got some rain coming. Scuba, still getting pouring rain. Linda Jane, you're still getting wet. You can come out your cellar at this point, but you'll get wet. So give it a few minutes before you head back.
It's moving into Alabama.
Yeah, it is. And again, all we've got through right here are just severe thunderstorm warnings. And we go here, we still have this tornado warning until 10 p.m., for this area right here. It's calmed down a good bit there now. The intensity has dropped. The worst thing that we got still down here, Wayne County, is what we're watching here, right there. And Boutwell, Carson, Battles, next 30 minutes or so. We got some storms there. This is not a tornado warning here. This is the only warning that we've got due south of the Meridian area. Here's Shabuta. Again, this is just south of Waynesboro. And again, it's going to quickly move into Alabama near Silas and Millery and those areas there. And it will expire at 10 o'clock also, 18 minutes from now. We'll keep an eye on that for a few moments. And again, if you've got damage, anything to that effect, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, somebody asked if we're clear for the rest of the evening. I mean, there's some rain, it looks like, behind this. But as far as a second line, I don't see any.
No, we got heavy, as you see there, Morton Forest, that's heavy rain.
That's right.
But it's not what you see here. See this rain here? So you're going to get wet. It's going to continue through the evening hours, but it will not be like this other.
Right. I think the wind and the danger part will be about gone.
So that's good news, a blessing for all of us as we look at that. All right, we hadn't gotten any? I don't know. Sheila had asked, did they find the missing person in Neshoba County? Well, somebody that always answers this. Let's get in touch with Eric Clark, the High Sheriff. See what he's got to say there. Tree down on Chapel Road right before you get to Briarwood Road. That's going to be over by Northeast High School, that area. Briarwood by the Country Club.
South of Pana Hills.
Yes. There. Chapel Road, Briarwood Road. Looking here. All right, we got Clark County. There's no power in the Pine Hill community. I'm getting that reported to me. Shirley, I'm thinking of you. I'm going down through messages, making sure we haven't missed anything here with that. Erica, thank you for watching. We appreciate that. Adian wanted to know about equipment being clear. Yes, the storms have passed Clark County. They're moving on into Alabama. You are safe there. Wayne County, south of you, still has a tornado warning for a few more minutes. 16 minutes remaining on that as we watch that. And the rest of this Alabama edge, again, has nothing but severe thunderstorm warnings all the way over here. We got one right up here. There's two left altogether. And let's do this just to be sure. Let me go here and turn off the radar. As you'll notice, anything that's red and blinking is a tornado warning. We have two left at all in the south. Anywhere on radar from Georgia all the way across, we've got two remaining there. And both of these are going to expire at 10 o'clock. We'll watch those closely, Greg, as that comes about.
Just got a report of a tree down on Mount Horeb Road. It's going to be on the east end down toward the church. Got some citizens, good Samaritans out getting it out of the road. So please, steer clear of that area for a little while. They ought to get it out of the road. Appreciate them letting me know.
We had a question about Scuba, Kemper County. Moving out is east of Scuba, the rain at Bennsville area. Otherwise, you're good now. If you'll notice here, there's rain coming from Carthage across Philadelphia. But it's not going to be the bad weather that you've had. So we just want to be upfront that you're going to get wet, but it's not going to be tornadic.
That don't look good.
Yeah, that's a little bit heavy there. Right.
North of Philadelphia, going toward Louisville, Noxapater.
25 there. That's some heavy stuff there. Again, no warnings there. That tornado watch will run out at 11 o'clock is when that's running out as we go down through here. Let's see what else we got coming in here. Eric Clark in Neshoba County says they haven't received any calls of significant damage. More power outages than anything in Neshoba County. Blessed. Oh, boy, we can't brag enough on that. As each one of these sheriffs tell us what's going on in their county.
Southeast, you are clear at this time. Probably going to get some more rain. May even get a little hard rain, but looks like the wind, the danger's about past.
Yeah, let's do this. Put that toward the top there, where everybody can see that as we follow. All right, let's go back and see if we've gotten. Let me check the National Weather Service, see if there's anything. Brandon, we're getting more reports of thunderstorm damage in there. Starkville, reports of damage up there. We've got some serious reports of several places around Starkville that has trees and things down. Remote Enterprise Fire Department, Don Moore putting this out. Multiple trees on houses and scattered throughout Clark County. Reports still coming in, but Enterprise Stonewall Equipment with all these reports. Multiple trees down scattered throughout most of northern Clark County. And Anthony was telling us that where most of the power out due north of Quitman.
Right. Got a tree reported down on Zero Road close to the Clark County line, so avoid that area if possible.
Lowndes County has several trees down. MSU Golf Course has several trees down on the golf course. This is going to be West Point area, trees down around them. And I don't see anything new other than that is coming in.
She got her hat on. She felt safe.
Miss Compton.
Miss Pam Compton got her Scotty Ray hat on, and she's monitoring the weather.
Oh, tell her we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Here's what we got. This is what's remaining. And now, again, it looks like, if you were to put this on paper, there's a lot of damage in between here. And we may get something new that we don't know about yet. But it is showing this western side here where the tornadic stuff happened.
Got a tree down on Highway 19 and S.L. Wilson Road.
Yeah, know where that is. Breaking up in Kemper County. Again, we got some heavy showers here running north to Philadelphia, as you mentioned there. We show that.
Somebody asking about the update on Waynesboro, where we had that big wide area a while ago.
Right there is what that's going to run out at 10 o'clock. And we're going to stay live till then to make sure we get out of this. But if you'll notice, the intensity has gotten way better on this. The shear winds have backed down on it. It's not near what it was 5-6 minutes ago, and they're holding out till 10 o'clock on this. And this goes right up to the Clark County line to Shibuda is where that is. As you'll notice, another shift there. Everything right over Waynesboro right now is pouring right here. Let's look at these roads, Greg. This is going to be
that's coming down. That's all buckets full, ain't it?
Wayne Academy. It is pouring on y'all right there. Is where that is. It's pouring on up to Highway 84. A lot of rain there, but again, the intensity of a tornadic is about gone away on that. Here's the leading edge of this as it goes out of there. It's going to reach Water Valley in Alabama and Melvin within 30 minutes is what we're looking at.
So
but
it's moving. That's one thing about this system is it's been moving.
It has.
It's moving pretty swiftly.
Somebody's got a rope holding the light there at Gilbertown, Alabama, so it won't sway so big there at that four-way stop.
That's right.
Been through there many a time. We're showing showers there at Lisbon. Even up here at Cromwell, right there at, I was trying to click on it and I ain't got there yet. There at the Volunteer Fire Department. A little rain there as those guys are in and out.
It's about to get to the river over there.
Yeah.
So if you at Trails End, you may want to hang on to something because it's going to get pretty rough there for a few minutes. But again, I don't think it has the intensity that it had when it came through here.
We got some uprooted trees snapped and a roof blown off as we look at this in Scott County. That was reported. They just got that turned in there.
At Homewood?
Yeah. All right, we got something showing up. Right, that's what Don was putting out there. Wind damage, Enterprise area there. Trees down around Enterprise. Odie hadn't typed anything. He hadn't reported anything.
He's busy writing, probably. I imagine all of his phones is.
Yes, sir. And again, what Odie told us in Lauderdale County was numerous trees, but nothing major. The worst of what we are finding out in Lauderdale County will be right around NAS Meridian. And if you're at NAS Meridian and have a little bit more insight to what kind of damage it is, trees, if there's a roof damage, please let us know. Drop that in the comments. We'd love to know that. Vivian is going to bed. Good night.
And
we appreciate you.
I don't blame you. Hey, and there's never a good time for bad weather, but at least this came through because I think yesterday we were predicting between maybe 10 p.m. and 3 a.m.
Yes.
Well, I'm kind of glad it speeded up a little bit.
I am too.
And maybe people get a good night's sleep and they ain't got an excuse not to get up and go to church in the morning.
Stacy wanted to know what states we were talking about. We're talking about Mississippi and Alabama. Is where we're at. We're right on the line. The Twin States is what we're watching and been following throughout the afternoon.
She may not be from around here.
She may not be, but welcome. We're glad to have you there.
Glad you're watching.
Yeah. Pennington, Alabama, y'all are going to get some showers there. Let's see.
Yeah, it's getting close to the river, ain't it?
Yeah. Now, I want to say we just had something else. Let's show this now. If you're up in Alabama, Hamilton, this area right here, they've just fired this off. That's a tornado warning until 10:30. Bear Creek, Winfield. Do you pronounce that Gwyn? A Gwyn?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
You really gonna ask me how to pronounce something?
Well, sometimes I can sound them out.
I got news for you. I can butcher a word now.
Not as I've always been taught.
Sound it out.
Yeah, and if you don't know, say it fast, and everybody think they're saying it wrong. There's no way to say Waholic fast and get it right, or Sugarlock.
Sugarlock.
And Stacy's watching us from Colorado, is where she's watching.
I bet it's cooler up there than it is here.
I would say so. Again, Stacy, thank you there. We hope you're having a good time. John Denver country.
If you don't mind, mail me a little snow.
Yeah, we don't get a whole lot of that here, do we?
No.
Oh, let's back down and look here. Let's as we back out, look at that.
Said pronounced Gwyn.
Gwyn.
Okay.
It's like gaucher. When you see gaucher, if you were to look at the spelling of that, you would never know that's what it is.
Or Thibodeau.
Yeah, you're right.
That sounds like Thibodeaux.
And since she's watching there, we do have some snow in areas up there in Colorado.
I'd love for it to be snowing. Me personally, y'all can start throwing rocks at me now, but I love snow.
It's beautiful. Let's look at this, Greg. And again, this is going to be headed toward Chatham, these areas here. And it's not a warning with it, but it's enough for us to talk about a little bit of wind there as we wait for this tornado warning to wind down on this other. This is going to be affecting Clark in 18 minutes as it moves on that state line, Highway 57. This is east of New Augusta. We're pretty serious storm there. It's got some rotation. Look at that. Bird, Mississippi. Let me turn this off. Look at these shear winds that we've got on this storm here. 58 mile an hour shear winds. And again, this is going to clip just that eastern side of Mississippi and go right on into Alabama. Here's Biloxi due north. There's Richton, Mississippi. Chatham, Alabama, headed in that direction.
Somebody just asked, so is Mississippi in the clear? No, not necessarily. East central Mississippi, yes, we're getting closer. But as you work your way further south into Mississippi, they've still got a while to go.
Yeah, it's going to Hattiesburg south of there down to Slidell, Louisiana. As you'll see here, see how this is working down here? And this is, let's turn this on where you can see this, play this, how this plays out. That's drifting across there. You even got some shear winds over here near Atmore, Bruton, Alabama. I'm sure y'all know where that is. We got a lot of wind in that area, 70 mile an hour shear winds affecting them also. Right there.
I hope we don't mess up my Conecuh sausage place.
Is that where you get it from?
It's over around Greensboro? Greensboro. I can't even think of the name of the little town north of Mobile.
You got Becky saying she loves a little snow and ice also.
I wouldn't mind a little snow. Now, I don't care much for ice, but...
She says, Stacy said it's snowing. Let's see here. Where did that go? That went away for some reason. There it is. Let's see here. Let me drag this over there.
Somebody said they wanted some snow also.
A little windy there.
That's why I like them Hallmark movies, because it always snows.
All right, I think we got some good news here. They're going to cancel this stuff early, Greg.
Good deal.
They did. We can't brag enough about that. We had a tornado warning that was down here in Wayne County that has expired. This first one up here in Alabama is out. And then we're going to Hamilton, Alabama, this area here, y'all be on heads up as that tornado move there. You've got roughly 34 minutes remaining on that, and that will move over here to Decatur. And then, of course, James Spann will pick this up.
That's right, and run with it.
Yeah, James Spann will be all over that as it moves into that Alabama side.
Somebody said it's Evergreen, Alabama's where the Conecuh place is. See, I told you I could butcher a word. I knew it was green something. I just had it kind of backwards.
Oh, it's all okay there.
Yeah.
Let me double check and make one more check here to see what the National Weather Service has given us.
Oh, that's tore up.
Yeah, Starkville. Neighbor took a porch off is what we're getting there.
As long as it didn't get my cheese place.
Ooh. Man,
That's good stuff.
that Mississippi State cheese is the best you can buy, y'all.
I'm telling you, that's fine.
Glancing back up here, nothing new other than some porches. Starkville got a little bit more damage than a lot of people. We're seeing a storage building turned over. Highway 82, Clayton Village near MSU. It really,
It's upside down.
yeah, it is.
Paul Brown could hook you up.
He could. But there's several things that are flipped over in the Starkville area that we've been watching.
Somebody asked, is equipment okay now? As far as the weather goes, yes, it should be out of the woods now. But now, again, don't get out running up and down the roads. They're trying to evaluate and assess the damage and get the damage cleaned up. You have multiple trees down throughout Clark County, especially in the city of Quitman, is what we were told.
Correct.
And they're trying to get it cleaned up as fast as they can and get everybody's power back on and
Now again,
taken care of.
we want you to notice that the rain is not over. It's just the strong storms of warnings have faded away. Now, could another severe thunderstorm warning be issued? It could. We'll cover it if that happens. But for the most part, we're going to see rain for the rest of the evening as it moves out of the state. And I think we've got most of this covered for the most part. And Greg, we want to say a big thank you to everybody joining us.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening and paying attention and staying safe.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, some folks, if you've got tree damage, Reed's Tree Service, they've been a sponsor of ours for 5 years. Mike is going to work extra hard to take care of you. If you need a tree taken care of, talk to him. If you're sitting in the dark now going, I don't ever want this to happen to me again, Booker Electric, they can fix you up with a Generac generator like we run our studios off of that turns on within 30
just come on. You ain't got to go out there and pull a cord.
It ain't none of that.
Gas. I mean, it'll automatically just poof.
And McDonald Hill, they'll help you out when it comes to fuel. If you need gas for that, they take care of it. You don't ever have to worry about running out. And a big thank you to Service Pro. If you need, if you've got damage of anything leaked, you need it cleaned up, you've got smoke damage from anything, Service Pro Meridian. They'll come out and take care of that. Most insurance companies cover most of that. They'll tell you all about it. Talk to them. Good folks help you out there. We have a lot of good folks in our community. If you've got a question, need someone that needs a service, get in touch with us, inbox us. We'll be glad to tell you about that.
We'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Barry White said that he and Harold are okay. I was worried.
I was too. Did you just have that picture of the water boy with Harold in the house? I had that.
I could just see him sitting there reading to Barry.
God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much. And as always, we'll be back Monday morning. Should we need to come before then, we will. As always, we'll watch the crime, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whether it's a nice thing, we'll put that on too.
And when you go to church tomorrow, say a little extra thank you, because it could have been a lot worse tonight. I think good Lord's always got his hand on us, but tonight he did a little extra, I think.
Let me address this, because I was talking, we reported that a robbery had happened in Meridian. And at that time, it was everybody in town thought it was. This is Highway 19 right here. And let's just show the video there. Police arrived on the scene. 3 black males entered the store. They would jump the counter and take what they wanted. It was assumed when the call first come out, Greg, that cash and other things were taken. After they reviewed everything, video camera, they took product, and a gun was never displayed. They did not brandish a weapon in any way, so it was downgraded from a robbery to shoplifting is what they've changed it to at this point. Hopefully we're going to get through the weekend without any more trouble. And as we all know, and let me say this, if we don't have mass things happen here, and we did last week. Christmas Eve, 3 people were brutally murdered. The last of them lost their life, and we had to report that, and we hate that. As the new year comes, I would like to tell you that things are going to calm down, but it's not. There's a lot of depression. There's things that drive people to the brink of no return. And we had a tragedy tonight that's not one of those reportable things that, and let me say it this way, of that there's hotlines that you can call if you had the thought of hurting yourself. Is that a good way to word
That's
that?
right.
I don't know how to address it.
There's people that want to help you, and you can get help if you need help or if you want help.
But we had
reach out.
Yeah, we had someone lose their life tonight that did not get that to make that call, and it's a very tough time of year, and we don't want that to happen to anybody else. We don't want any more robberies. But in reality, we know that things are going to happen between now and January 1st.
And I don't know the situation. I ain't got a clue. But I can tell you this. Check on people. If somebody's not acting just right, you're not being nosy. You're just being concerned. I think it says something in that book about love thy neighbor, love thy brother. We're supposed to take care of each other. And if something don't seem to be right, it probably ain't.
That's
Just
correct.
Reach out. I mean, we take, and I ain't saying you, I'm saying we, because I'm guilty too. We all in the hustle and bustle of running and doing and all this stuff we think is important. Reach out. Sometimes all you got to do is talk to somebody. It don't cost you a nickel. That's it. That was free.
It was. Everything south of us, tornado warnings are over here. Look at this. Let me just show that before we bail on this, Greg, of all of those have expired and only thunderstorm warnings down here. The only thing left, way up here, Hamilton, Hackleberry, and Bear Creek. It's the only place left around Hamilton there in Alabama that has a tornado warning remaining tonight. We are good in Meridian, Maddie, and there will be rain, but we should be past the point of bad stuff there. Again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for letting us inviting us into your homes. And we're going to hunt a honey bun.
Sleep well.
We'll see you soon.